I got it. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Just Enough Heshy Show. Let me introduce my co-host, Neil, everyone's voice of reason.
Hello.
Nice day today.
A gorgeous day today.
Wow,
Go ahead,
I'm feeling that summer feeling.
So of course, we have Heshy Tischler, the main guy.
Oh, thank you very much. I thought you were going to call me Uncle Heshy.
Uncle Heshy,
okay. What is it? What is it?
Let me check the contract.
Check the contract. I got it. SD is now an equal partner, so I am now at the same place. And my beautiful SD on the show. Oh, SD's mouthing something to me.
I know, but now she has it on the air. Right. That's it.
It's officially on contract. And SD has that beautiful, gorgeous flower in the hair. You look so beautiful today. Very nice, spring, gorgeous day.
No, in honor of spring.
Oh, in honor of spring. Well, everybody, welcome to our show. We have a lot of things that I have personal issues with that I was discussing with Neil, and he started screaming at me, so I hung up the phone on him early in the day.
What is this, lightly sweetened? What happened to diet?
Neil knows everything. Anyways, SD, prior to us starting the show, which you know which show this is.
When are you going to learn what's important?
This is the Just Enough Heshy Show.
When are you going to learn? I don't understand. I always have to tell you these things.
What?
You know, you got to make sure you have your cigarettes. You're not you have e-cigarettes from Mikey. Okay. And, you know, diet drinks.
I like diet drinks.
So I didn't get one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Producer, that's the producer's problem. We have to scream. Oh, you have a Diet Coke in front of you.
Anyways, your quote of the day.
And thank SD remember. So
I'm feeling.
Okay, so today's quote of the day is, I was feeling a little down recently, and I read this wonderful quote, and I think you guys are gonna like it. It's nothing about love and nothing about doing good. It's something about being plain. It's called humor, and I sent it out today, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Good humor is a tonic. You know, a tonic, what is that? You know what the word tonic is?
Like a cure, sort of, or like a remedy before the cure?
Like a medicine. Is a tonic for mind and body. It is the best antidote for anxiety and depression, SD. It is a business asset. It attracts and keeps friends. It lightens human burdens. It is a direct route to serenity and contentment.
What is?
Humor. Being funny, being happy.
You have to have a good sense of humor.
You have to have a good sense of humor, and you have to be.
There's nothing wrong with laughing when you see someone falling on a banana.
No, I think there is.
You have to laugh and then go help them out. That's the way it's supposed to be.
That is very sad. Anyways, SD, since we have this wonderful show, by the way, anybody that watches our YouTube video, SD has special drawings, and we are going to be putting up for auction. And if you want, to bid on SD's during the show art doodles, we're willing to start the bidding, and you can go.
Does she sign them?
She will sign them, and we'll even frame them, and they go for $10 a piece, and we're going to be donating them to a very good cause to feed very hungry families. Do
you know a specific organization, or you'll just see someone hungry and hand them some bread?
Well, there's so many good organizations out there, and
so we don't even have a specific cause. It'll just go to charity somehow.
Well, we'll make sure it goes to a good charity. There's one guy.
Okay, vote on the charity.
There's one guy. We'll vote on it, and there's one guy who I help every week right now, who feeds 92 families. A wonderful man, and we can give it to him, and we can make sure that more people get food on it. Anyways, SD, usually I do this trivia quiz later on in the day, and I've already done it. So here I'm going to give you the early trivia question for all of you to contemplate and to think about and come up with the answer. This is a tough one. And here it is. What was the last name of a U.S. president whose first name... Oh, I messed it up, I think. What was the last name of the U.S. president? Who was the last... I don't even know what the question is.
Okay, we'll get back to you after a station identification. Okay?
I'm sorry.
This is the Uncle Heshy show you're listening to.
Who was the president... with the first name, what was his last name? Okay, with his first name was Chester. You understand? His first name was Chester.
Blank.
Chester Blank. And I'm going to give you 4 multiple choice questions.
Oh, great.
The answer is either Chester Harrison, either Chester Garfield, either Chester Taft, or either Chester Arthur. Which president
Do you think of the other answers besides?
happens to be Neil picked up his fingers and the answer is wrong, okay, Neil?
Okay, so then it's this.
Again wrong, Neil.
But don't
Keep
say it on our
thinking
YouTube.
numbers.
Wow.
Yes, Neil is wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. And by the way, in today's birthdays, Jessica Alba, which I happen to like her as an actress, Penelope Cruz, another one that she doesn't speak English, but I like, and my favorite, Jay Leno. I like Jay Leno at the Tonight Show after
He's
Johnny
a good
Carson.
man. He's a good human being.
Yeah,
he's a good human being too.
He did a lot
And
of
I think
comedy.
it's also the
So what are we going to talk about after Esty does our commercials for the day?
No, let's first do commercials so that we know we get the money out of the way, so then you're more relaxed.
Correct.
Because you get very uptight over this.
I don't get very uptight, but
like,
I
we gotta get paid.
Correct. But I want to ask you a question. I have a new guy out there.
Oh,
I want to tell you about him
what's
first.
going
okay?
on?
Okay. I just want to tell you about this guy. You're gonna really like this guy. I happen to like him. His name is his company name is Mr. Clean. Are you listening to me,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah, he's the guy with the shiny head.
No, that's very good, Neil. I didn't even think about it. But Esty, go ahead. We're going to talk about Mr. Clean in a minute. Tell us who else we got on for the thing.
So yeah, we have Palm Gardens, Senior Citizen Center. Yeah.
It's a senior daycare center.
Daycare
But okay,
center.
go ahead.
Okay, you can reach Ellie at 917-903-5375. We have the Black Label electronic cigarettes. You can go to blpremiumesig.com or call Mikey at 561-239-5941. If you're looking for a personal trainer, Yossi Lefkowitz. He's located on 16th and 48th, but he would make house calls. You can reach him at 347-816-5207. We have Green Line Building Inspection
Solutions.
Right, they do asbestos, lead inspection, DOB, violations, permits and plans, code compliance, preventative maintenance, HPD, lift stop work orders, and free consultation.
And I do pre-inspections. Like today, for example, I went for a pre-inspection. I told the guys what his problems are. I explained to him how he could be code compliant. And when the inspector comes down, we're going to pass inspection because I was very careful and very tedious. And in the morning, I did an inspection with a guy that I came down twice, and he screamed at me, Neil, why didn't you come down earlier so I wouldn't have failed the first inspection?
So yeah, you can reach them at 718-871-0382. This is the Just Enough Heshy Show. We're on Monday and Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. You can like our Facebook page, Just Enough Heshy. You can go on Twitter and follow us at hashtag Just Enough Heshy. We're live on YouTube. Again, just Google Just Enough Heshy. You can advertise with us or just shoot us an email. Our email address is justenoughheshy@gmail.com. If you'd like to call in and discuss anything, you can reach us at 718-303-9090.
Wonderful. But I want to tell you about this new guy, Mr. Clean. He is Brooklyn's premier dry cleaning. He picks up and delivers. You know that, Neil? I like that. Anyways, he picks up and delivers. He's offering world-class service along with the absolute best pricing in the industry. He picks up and delivers always free with no minimum and no mention. And if you mention the Just Enough Heshy Show, listen to this one, Neil, you get 25% off your next dry cleaning bill. I happen to have used him. He did a very good job. He came to my office. He picked up my bag of cleaning. He came back beautifully. You have an option of hangers and not hangers and package. I really like this guy, Mr. Clean. You could reach him at 347-369-3051. Again, 347-369-3047. Or you can get him at Mr. Clean, MRCLEAN, delivers, DELIVERS. Wow, this is long, at gmail.com. Mr. Clean delivers at gmail.com. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Anyways, guys, we know what we're going to talk about tonight, and I'm very, very disappointed. You can pick up a phone call, Esty, but I want to tell you, everybody, here we go. Gay rights. I am not going to bring this up 50 times, but I'm going to tell you right now. Neil, 1 minute, don't pick your hand up. The Supreme Court, who has no right whatsoever, decided...
I thought there no decisions were made.
There was no
that this isn't, we're in the midst of a situation.
They are deciding, we already know how it's going, that the 50 states will have to agree to gay marriages.
And I say, go for it.
But I say you're wrong.
I say, you know what
I have no problem with gay people
I have something on the side to say.
Can I ask you a question? Now
Sure.
that the government says gay marriage is acceptable, can I ask you another thing? Let's have brothers and sisters to be legally married. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's have 12-year-olds get married. Oh, let's get even better. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's extreme.
What do you mean that's extreme, Esty? What says extreme? Who are you
My
to...
part, you can go marry an apple tree. And if you want peach,
right?
well,
Yeah,
let's
make
have
them
that
want
too.
to marry their cell
What do you
phone.
mean? There's a rule, plain and simple. Here it is. is. You want to be gay, you want to live together, be my guest, just like people don't want to get married. You know, at one point...
They just want the tax break, that's all. And that's it. Any two people living together should get that tax break. And it shouldn't have to be that they have to get a marriage certificate for that.
They could get the tax break by doing contracts, by having dependents on one another. They could file joint tax returns. They want the marriage. Listen, what you don't understand with this marriage thing is that they get to inherit after 5 years. They get the privilege of owning, you know, they can sue you for 50% of your estate. I have no problem.
Any two people should have that right. It shouldn't matter if you're a man, woman, married or not.
What's the problem with the word marriage?
By you forcing me with the word marriage, that means now you're going to force religion into accepting
this. That's the one thing they have to be careful of in the beginning.
What do you mean religion accepting?
Right. You're going to go to your pastor and priest, hey man,
no, not just that.
You better marry me or I'm going to have a problem by suing you because the state recognizes it. You better recognize it.
You don't think there's going to be the, hey, don't worry, pastors?
No,
don't worry,
hold
just
on.
call us. The rabbi, don't worry, just call us.
But I want to pray in my synagogue. Just like the guy in Colorado.
Hold on, there's a story that the photographer was getting sued. That he didn't want to take pictures of a gay couple.
It was a baker. It was a
photographer recently, and they're suing him for not wanting to take pictures. You know, if he's, even if it's not religious, let's say it kind of freaks him out. He's a homophobic, let's say, right? He can't help it. That's the way he feels. He doesn't want to take pictures of two people kissing and what, like, it's completely rational to not have to confront what we consider is wrong.
Correct.
They can't force you.
Right. Nobody should be able to force anyone to do any business they don't want to do.
I
don't want to do business
but Neil,
with
the Supreme Court now is forcing you.
I understand.
They're going to have more rights than married people.
Esty says it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's wrong for you to tell me what I can and cannot do. The Supreme Court cannot get mixed in. Like now the Supreme Court is going to legalize marijuana. Stupidity. 30 states out of 50.
You just don't have to do it. So 30
first of all, 30 out of the 50 states already agreed to gay marriages. 14 or 20 states agreed to marijuana. You don't, the Supreme Court, tell me what to do. My state lets me do what I want or don't want to do. You cannot.
Why should it be the state even? Why is that more acceptable to you?
It's acceptable.
Because it's closer to home?
It's close to home. It's my neighbor saying yes or no. If I don't like something, I'll move out of the neighborhood. If the neighborhood is too...
No, I don't think neighborhoods have to be concentrated with like-minded people. No.
Well, you have that in Brooklyn. You have these guys on the community board that say, well, I don't want a bar in my neighborhood, like this Jerkashul Nazi pigs. And I know I use the word Nazi because why? Because we don't have it. Our neighborhood is not for that. What do you mean? This is America. I'm allowed to open up a restaurant or a business or do whatever I want if I'm given it. Anyways, Esty, I think you could take a phone call. If you don't agree with me, if you want to call into 718-303-9090. What's your opinion on the gay marriage? Is the just enough Heshy show, not Esty, but Esty is a not equal partner, but almost equal partner. And Neil for sure is an equal partner.
Oh, wow.
You're nothing. I love you, Neil. You know I love you.
On live on air, I tell you.
You are just wonderful. By the way,
I'm just your little chick.
By the way, Neil, later in the show, I'm going to show you how you could lose weight without going on a diet.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Exercise a lot.
No. I must have heard this. How many years is this?
I have
65 years.
Listen to me, Neil.
He has the answer.
Biggest business in the world is weight loss.
I have a full product.
He has the answer.
I have the answer.
Just come up with it.
Idea. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a phone call.
Somebody sticking the hand up and just pulling it out.
Go ahead, Esty. Push some buttons.
Hello, you're on the air, Ellie. Hi.
Hi.
Ellen,
this
sorry.
Is Ellen. Hello.
Hello,
hi.
Ellen. How are you? What's doing?
Oh, okay. I wanted to answer your trivia question.
Oh, please do so.
Chester A. Arthur.
You are you see, Neil got it wrong twice. You are wonderful, very smart. Do you know which?
One minute. Let's be honest, Ellen. Did you
look this?
No, I know. Did you look this up?
No, I didn't. I know the name.
Okay, you sound pretty trustworthy.
I should hope so.
Where are you located?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
But
I'm a neighbor.
I want you to know that Chester A. Arthur, by the way, just to give you an update, he was our 21st president. He served as vice president to President James Garfield, who was assassinated. Yeah. And happens to be, he ended up coming up with something that I was doing a little research, that he ended up doing something. He embraced a cause called the civil service reform. His advocacy and enforcement of some civil service reform act was a centerpiece of his administration. He actually ended up accomplishing something very good. And I mean, a lot of people haven't heard of him, but that was a very good answer. And do you like our show, by the way, Ellen?
I have to tell you, it is very different. And I keep finding myself tuning back in.
I love you. Why do you tune out? Because you don't like some of our opinions?
Yes, I'm a little more on the conservative side, but I find you guys really entertaining.
That's no problem, by the way. All you have to do is let Uncle Heshy finish his sentence, and he'll be on the conservative
It
side.
seems it's difficult to finish a sentence on your show.
Ellen, welcome now to the show. You understand the premise of the show.
I do.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much for your call, Ellen. That was a very good call.
Did you
Have
get
a good evening, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Steve, just because of that call, I'm going to let you take another call.
Really wonderful
that was
woman.
a very cool call. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Really
I wasn't
sounds
shy.
like she's
Right, and it
put together, got a good sense of humor.
and she was very good with the
Your
trivia
humor,
question.
your humor thing. You
Right,
know?
oh, yeah.
There you
See?
see it. She has humor.
She has humor. She
Right.
made us all laugh today. I'm very
Right.
pleased with that one.
Right.
Go ahead, Esty. Take another
go
caller.
ahead.
So yes, this is
We
the
seem to be like.
By the way, just because of that, I have another great trivia question that I'm going to
Nice.
bring up on you. So I want you to go ahead, take a
yes.
call.
So you're listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. You can call in at 718-303-9090. Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I want to say that God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, you're kidding!
I want you to know
You're
that.
kidding!
I want you to know that you're making a mistake again. If you read the biblical version of what I read, that God only created Adam. Okay, he created only man, and then he decided to take from man a piece of a bone or a leg, and he created a woman.
The top of the rib.
The top of the rib. So you're talking that it was only man and man. Then the woman came afterwards, and it was from a man. It wasn't actually a brand new creation, was it? That's the way I interpret it. No.
Yeah, so what side is right? Man should marry a woman, not marry a man.
What happens? I agree with you that a man. I'm with you that a man shouldn't marry a man. But my question is, what right?
A man should or should not?
Should not. But again,
But how about if they want to?
if they want to, what should I do to stop it? I mean,
Why should you want to stop?
no. But the word marriage.
If
Not,
I eat something you don't like, you're gonna stop me from doing it?
well, if I'm smoking,
Well, I guess they could go ahead and do it as long as they don't bother anybody.
There you go.
exactly.
There you go.
And that's my point.
That's the voice of reason.
That's the voice of reason. That was very
That's the
smart. That was
voice
a good
of
answer.
reason. Thank
see?
you.
Thank you very much for your call.
See that?
So, anyways,
I don't have an exclusive on being the voice of reason.
You don't have the exclusive. But my question is again: somebody just came up with an answer to you, Neil. That God Himself, or herself, according to that other girl,
It
Miriam,
depends.
God says under no circumstances will man can marry man or woman can marry woman. And it gets better. In America today, it says in God we trust. So if you trust God, you cannot have gay marriages.
Okay. Let's. Where do you want to start from? In God we trust. That should not be on the bill because that's a religious connotation. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't belong on the dollar bill.
I believe it
Okay.
does.
I
believe it
know
does.
you do because you're quack.
I have a question for
Why
you.
should-
All these guys who play sports and they win the World Series, what's the first thing they do? Thank you,
What do
God.
I care?
Thank you, God. You
What
mean
do
God?
I care?
You mean God picked the Yankees this year over the Mets? God picked
And
Pittsburgh.
1 minute, they can't
There
do
is a God,
that.
and He's on my side.
They can't do that unless they see on the bill it says, in God we trust.
Because God
Not
trusts
everybody
God.
trusts in God. They trust in the dollar more than God.
Right. And that's the point, that if you trust the dollar, you know that God's keeping the dollar stable.
No, but I'm just saying, that's ridiculous. It really is. So what was your original question? First you said something else, and then you said, because it says even on the dollar bill.
Right.
So
But
what was
if
it?
you believe in the Bible, if
Yeah.
you believe, and 95% of the world believes in some religious thing, that you cannot have gay marriages.
By the way, I don't understand why you say that God is he or she. I don't believe God is any of that.
Correct. We don't understand what God is. I agree
It's
with
not.
you.
It's not. It's not a being.
I was making a joke because she was last week. Our
I
guest on the show.
understand because that's the way people talk. It's how they talk, and you know the truck is called a she. You
But you know, all the pictures that we grew up as a kid, we see God as an old man with a long beard.
No, that's Moses, you dumbbell.
No.
That's not God. The
Really?
cloud above him is God.
That's I
That's
didn't
what it
understand
is.
the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
With that nice sunshine coming out from it. Yeah.
But my point, Esty, very simple, plain. I know that you're not married and you don't have any children, but if your brother came home with a nice boyfriend and said, I'm going to marry him, what would your opinion be on it?
That'd be pretty awkward.
And okay, so it's awkward. Now he says to you, Esty, can you come to my wedding in one of those fancy gowns I saw you at a wedding the other month?
Yeah.
You would go to the gay wedding.
I mean, it's my brother, and if he's happy doing whatever,
that's my point. If he's happy, there's no.
That's his point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so confused what your point is, man.
What's the government has no right to tell me about the word marriage. Marriage is just a thing.
The truth is, right, they shouldn't have it for men and women either. Marriage should have nothing to do with the government. That's a religious thing. It's two people together. Religious should have nothing to do with the government.
When you meet a woman, okay, and you go and live in the same.
When a man loves a woman.
Oh God! So when you're living with a woman, the woman.
You're so from the 80s.
It's the woman and the man.
70s. I don't know.
The woman and the man are joining together. They're living in contract, saying, "Listen, we don't want you to. I'm not interested in you to go out and bring home diseases. I'm not interested for you to run around. I want to be monogamous with you." Now, there's a lot of women that say you can go and do whatever you want, but I want to be monogamous with you. So I'm going to prepare a contract, and it's called a marriage contract. Marriage says that you're going to do it. Now, a lot of times.
Okay, so
now I learned also that if you live with a woman 5 years or more, it's automatically considered as if you're married. What's it called? I forgot. There's a word for that.
Even if it's siblings?
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah,
it's not called marriage.
It's called
marriage.
Yeah, but you can sue the man for like almost being married.
Right. Because that's it. You got a 5 year.
So that's my point to you. If I live with you for 5 years and I can prove that we had some kind of a marriage, right? That's what the word marriage is. Now you want a man to say that I'm secured by marriage. Prepare yourself an agreement. Go to a lawyer, and you have the same.
No, I say when you don't allow them to use the word marriage, you're mixing into religion. You see,
I'm not mixing
they
into
have
religion.
a right to call it whatever they want. These two people can call it just an agreement,
right?
Just lovers,
right? And they can
they can say we're married,
right?
It's up to them.
How many couples live together without getting married and say this is my husband and this is my wife?
Only when they meet the parents,
right? Okay. The point being, right, when they meet, but the point is, I know many people who live together and say, "Oh, this is my husband. I'm going home to my husband," and they were never married legally. That's the way it is. You don't have to go through this process. You don't have to force.
Well, you
don't
sure
have to make
save money on a wedding.
And do you know people were no, they make these events. They make like gathering events or a big affair, just like. But people were standing in line already Friday night. They stood from Friday night to Tuesday to get into the courtroom today. Really? That's what I understood on the radio.
Big deal.
Anyway,
listen. For some reason. And here in America, we find that it's very important to voice our opinion on abortion and on gay rights.
Well, abortion is
and
different.
Let me tell
abortion
you something. And let me tell you something before you tell me how different abortion is.
Yeah.
Okay? It should always be, number one, up to the people, whatever they want to do. And number two, it should not involve any politics whatsoever. Politicians should have no vote on abortion or gay rights. Get it out of it.
I got you.
Only thing a politician should do is being protective of us and maintaining our cities and streets
the way of life,
and our way of, and our freedom and all that.
But the point, right?
That's it.
By the way, abortion.
And how we want to do it.
By the way, abortion, I'm not saying that people should go do abortion. I don't believe in abortion. But if somebody wants to do abortion, they have a right to do so.
Thank the Lord.
But that's one person. Okay. And I'm hearing in my ear that there's no consequences for abortion.
Sure there is.
What's the question?
No, what emotional consequences? You talk to women who had abortions, They never get over it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, most of them. I'm not talking about a junkie. I'm talking about a real person.
Is that true, Esty? You ever heard that?
Oh, for
They
sure.
get emotionally crazy by having an abortion?
Yeah, I mean, you're not ready for it, but then it kind of creeps up on you, and then you're probably
And whatever. But once you make that decision, for whatever reason, at that particular time, the woman feels that if I have this baby, whatever it is, it's no good. I don't know what the reason is, whether it's health, whether it's mental, whether it's financial, whether it's this. But if I have it, that's it. It's going to be the last straw to break my camel's back. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of situation. I must have an abortion. I can't have another one of you running around my house.
But Neil,
that's it.
What I understand, before you get an abortion, you have to go to a psychiatrist, or they give you some kind of a talking to, and they want to make sure because they have some of these.
Sure, the government has offices that do
inside the abortion clinics, that before you go, they have a chat with you and they try to talk you out of it.
So they're not supposed to try to talk you out. They're supposed to. They're really supposed to just show you your options. In other words, there's abortion, there's adoption, there's this, there's that, there's the other thing.
Right.
That's what they're there to show you. In other words, if she can understand in such a stressful moment, learn and this and that and really listen, some people do end up doing adoption because of their religious beliefs. That's really religious, and they made a mistake here, and
Okay, I disagree with you. But,
what do you disagree on?
I disagree that they should.
You want the government involved, or you don't want?
I don't want the government involved.
Okay, so then that means you agree with me.
But marriage there shouldn't be anything marriage. The government doesn't have to know if you're married or not.
And they don't have to know if you have an abortion.
Well, you do, because then you go to court.
If I go to buy a Band-Aid, they have to know about it. I have to tell them.
They do.
I have to tell them?
You don't have to tell, but they know everything.
Of course they know everything. That's because they spy on me.
They're spying on you.
And that's why I don't trust them.
100%.
And that's why we can't trust any of the politicians, because they're part of the spying game.
Right, that's right.
They're the ones who spy where the money's flowing, and then they tap into it. They put a tap into it. And they put their buddies in there, and that's it. Right. And we're getting raped.
Exactly.
And we're getting raped.
We're getting raped.
Whether we're male or female, we're getting raped.
No.
And what was it that they noticed? What they noticed? I'm trying to get it back to me that there was some government agency that, the guys were taking meals as bribes. Some of the guys,
right.
And how did someone pick up on it? Listen to this. Listen to how stupid people are.
Two police officers in the 911 thing. They went out for like $300 meals.
Right, a few times. And supposedly they caught it because they realized all of a sudden all their bills were going up.
Wow.
All the bills that these guys were in charge of buying stuff for this 911, you're right. There was the 911 system.
Yeah.
You know what a scam that 911 system? People made hundreds of millions of dollars, and they went to jail. Yeah.
They went to jail?
Yeah, this couple or something. They went to jail. So what? For 10 years?
But you know what? Also, what else? It's not only the guys with the 911. It was first of all, they only got fined a couple of $100. A couple of $1,000 or a couple of $100, and one retired, and they were not even suspended. That's it.
Yeah, because it's expected.
By the way,
in other words, look at what the Clinton Foundation, everything that comes out about that place lets you know why non-profit is the best profit.
Esty, what is it?
Okay?
Esty, and
that's why you know.
Every time you say
because the Clintons on down, and they're the top.
Right.
Okay, they're bringing in billions, not hundreds of millions.
You know what I was reading
when
today?
They wanted to do business in Haiti, they listed a few companies, like the cellular phone company.
Right.
Wanted to do business in Haiti. Who do you think they had a meeting with? The president of Haiti? No, they went over to Bill Clinton and Mrs. Clinton, and they said, we hear you have this thing called a library, and we're a foundation, and we would like to support. We want to be a bean.
Right. By the way,
and that's it. And they wrote a couple of checks, and before you knew it, they had the contract.
You're gonna love this. There's a guy
cellular phones. All of a sudden, these guys own it.
But listen to this: a politician from India donated some $5 million to the Clinton Foundation, which would have amounted to nearly his entire net worth. The guy gave us, and you know, it didn't come. He didn't give his entire net worth. So you basically know that they funneled the money through this one guy. It was a gimmick to get it into the Clinton Foundation.
But who? But who?
Right, that's the problem.
What they
We don't
get
know.
back?
We don't know. Right.
Because let me tell you, if you want to make an investment,
Right.
I would suggest you do it to the Clinton Foundation, because you'll get more bang for your money if you know what you're doing than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, but
Let's do it.
Okay, what do you think lobbyists are? I look at lobbyists.
So the Just Enough Heshy show should have a little chat with the Clintons.
You know, like
Let's do it.
Like who was it?
You're in charge of that. Give a call to Mrs. Clinton.
Who's that
no.
Jewish guy over there?
Where?
Walkeny?
Oh, Balcony.
Okay. So, you know, like, hey, it's all lobbyists. We spoke about it the other day. You
Right.
said that guy's name.
Abrams, right?
Abrams.
J.J. Abrams.
But now you go to Washington, there are literally, percentage-wise, 10,000% more lobbyists than there was 15 years ago.
Wow.
It's the best business in the world. You give me money, I go schmooze these politicians, hooers, garbage people that are only out for the money. That's it. They just want to look good. That's it.
Wow.
They don't care about anything but money.
Did you hear this?
Let's say the truth.
Neil is ranting.
All their relatives are working for some other politician.
I agree.
All politicians intertwined with who works for who. What do you think? Oh, yeah, let's fool the American people. They didn't fool us.
Right.
They just, that's it. We put our hands up and said, that's it. We're under attack and we can't win.
By the way, Neil, while you're talking about these corrupt politicians, your friend Sheldon Silver.
Shelley. Not Sheldon. He's Shelley.
So today he was indicted again.
Again?
For $4 million that he got in bribes.
On the investment fund?
No, it's a new
one.
New one. They found $4 million that he accepted in bribes somehow.
Yeah.
A new thing that he was indicted for.
I never heard of such a thing before, so I have to digest it.
Wow,
you know?
they're really going after.
They're going to find, because one thing I always told you, if they're looking for you,
they're gonna get you.
You can go piss in a urinal and they'll get you.
Right.
You know,
this is crazy.
You know, you ate the mint.
Yeah.
You
Anyways, Esty, now that we finished,
Yes, this is you are listening to.
finished?
No,
we're
no,
not
no.
finished. We're just taking a little commercial break so you can take your headphones
Such
off.
wow.
Yeah. Okay, wow, Neil is
So
crazy.
This is the Just Enough Heshy show. We're on Monday and Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Like us on Facebook, Just Enough Heshy. Follow us on Twitter, # Just Enough Heshy. We're live on YouTube. Again, just search Just Enough Heshy. If you'd like to advertise with us or just shoot us an email, our email address is justenoughheshy@gmail.com. If you want to call in, you can reach us at 718-303-9090.
And I want to tell you something. Why I like this palm.
1 minute, Esty, are you done?
No, she's not. She's going to help me out in a minute.
No, I want to know if the advertisements
It's
and
not-
her
we didn't-
division is
No,
done.
it's not done yet. We didn't start yet.
Okay, go on.
So
What are you snapping at me tonight? Everything I say, you're snapping at
right,
me.
Esty, are you very? Why are you
No,
very
no,
nervous?
no.
What?
Oh,
Say what's going on.
I'll tell you what's
This
going
is
on.
not for public consumption.
Oh wow! But you know what?
Whoa.
I'll tell you why. Tomorrow night we have another show, which we're doing something extra. Tomorrow night we're going to be on the Ralph Romeo show. I don't know what channel is that. 97.1. What is that?
99.
970 a.m. We're going to be on the Ralph Romeo show as guests live. Yeah, live tomorrow at 7 p.m. and on YouTube. So if you want to, if you don't have enough of Heshy, you can get more of Heshy, Neil, and Esty tomorrow. Well, not so much Esty because she's been very bored lately with us. What's
No,
wrong?
not bored at all. No, and just some
Esty,
topics I'm not very knowledgeable on.
What are you talking about, Esty? I have a question for you. What happens if a woman came over to you and said, Esty, I want to go on a date with you?
What do you mean? I'd be like, okay, sure.
No way. Neil, I swear I'm going to fall down right now. Did you just hear what she just said?
Sure. You're speaking Spanish, she's speaking Yiddish, and the other girl is speaking English.
She just said that she would try.
Exactly. You all heard different things in your head.
I didn't hear different things. I know
That's
exactly
what
what
you
I heard.
I give everyone a chance.
She
No
heard
way.
a date. She
But
heard
you can't
a-
have children with
Don't
another
have a
woman.
cool-
I'm not planning on. I didn't say I'd date her. I didn't say I'd go on 2 dates. But one date, you want to chill with me? No problem. I'm always down to get to know new people.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not feeling well right now. Please call the doctor for me.
Why?
Because it's unacceptable.
I just. What do you
Why?
mean? I like
She
meeting
could
new
meet
people.
any. You
I'm
have to
open-minded. I'm
like,
open. You know, like
People of other religions, of other persuasions, of other.
That's acceptable.
You don't have any gay people you've ever dealt with?
I've dealt with gay
Of
people. I
course.
didn't go on a date with them.
Yeah, but I went for a drink with them or something. So I got no
but
problem.
that's a business drink, or to hang out, not to go on a date.
You know what it is? It's because I study people a lot. So if I can be in a scenario, I could like understand the concept more. I kind of do that. I'll go places where I'm
So
like,
you understand?
Not
You understand gay people?
I think so.
Why are they gay?
Why are they gay? It's such a like why are you a man? Like,
so you're saying that being gay is not wrong?
Okay, you know what it is? Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not. I don't know. But they say don't judge others just because you sin differently than them. Now, you may or may not consider it a sin.
Don't throw a stone, I think.
I don't understand any.
It doesn't matter if it's a sin or not.
Anyway.
You have to let people do what they want to do.
Right.
I have no problem with it. I'm just saying to her that I know where
You like chocolate. They like this. You like that. I like that. What's the problem?
you're telling me she likes
She
pot,
likes pizza, and you like
she likes
burgers.
marijuana.
You're right. We must all agree.
She likes marijuana, and I think it's 100% wrong.
Okay,
Right,
that's your
because
opinion.
you didn't get around to it yet.
In my world,
True,
in my world, we'd force you to smoke because we would say it's the we don't. You do what you do. I do. We don't. Nobody should force anything on anybody else.
I'm helping counsel a guy right now that has a little problem with gambling. And finally, he's going to GA. He's telling me, wow, it's a whole different world. Wow, thank you that the Gamblers Anonymous is helping him get through his very tough times. So, and he didn't know that before. When he was gambling, he didn't think it was bad. He didn't think that losing all his money and not feeding his family was good. Now that he's part of Gamblers Anonymous and he's taking care of his bills and he's straightening up his act, he understands how much better it is. The same thing with you. While you are marijuana and dope and crack.
You just completely went off topic.
No, the same thing. No, you said while you are marijuana, dope, and crack, you don't understand how bad it is. So that's why when you go to some kind of
when you don't.
In other words, only if you experience something yourself can you understand it.
No,
Is that what you say?
I've experienced marijuana.
You have.
I've seen people.
No.
I've seen people being stoned.
Oh, that's not it.
And they're not normal.
Really?
I've seen people.
Really?
Yes, really.
Wait.
Really?
I've seen people eating sugar, and
Right.
it's not good for them, and
How
they
about
don't
the
realize
kids
when they're doing
that eat it?
that it's not good. What do you mean? Everything has good and bad in it. That's not
You mean when you're sitting with a guy who overdrank and is drunk, you think that's normal?
to each his own.
I'm not a big fan of anyone that can handle whatever it is they take.
Remember Rabbi Trank in school when he used to get drunk? That man was a
All
wacko.
the time.
A wacko.
All the time.
wacko, he
He
couldn't-
had toothpaste in the office, and he
Right.
thought he fooled
We
everyone.
fooled everybody.
Like we smoked and we did toothpaste. We fooled him, right? He never got fooled.
Right,
He'd
right.
go over like stick his nose up your ass to
Right.
smell that smoke.
Right.
And that's it. He must be an old man by now. no?
I don't know. I hear he's still wacko. Anyways, by the way, everybody.
My brother loves him.
Oh, your brother does?
Yeah.
So, and which one? Not Abe. Oh, I remember. I told you the story about Abe.
He
Abe
says
said-
that today he would call the cops on him and put him
I
in
was
jail.
standing there for no reason when he grabbed your brother in the hallway, started screaming and shaking him, and like for no reason, we just stood there. And
Right.
Abe was really a good, quiet boy.
Yeah.
And today Abe is pretty wealthy. Doesn't give him a single dollar.
Not a
What a good Lord. Bad gamble,
Not
Rabbi
a
Trank.
nickel.
Bad gamble.
No, nickel. But he doesn't need it. He has everybody thinks he's hot.
I know,
you
it's stupid people. So anyways, don't forget that I want to tell you about the Palm Gardens Adult Day Kiss, and you should call Ellie at 917-903-5375.
They missed
Esty.
it. Do it again.
917-903-5375. It's a very good thing. I've been seeing these Adult Day Kiss centers. I've been touring them a little bit now,
Yeah.
and I see they're very cool.
Yeah. What are they doing?
Okay,
there?
let me tell you what.
Tell me what they're doing.
Okay,
there.
first of all, they give you some kind of activities to do during the day.
What? Wheelchair chasing?
No.
I would play that
They
game.
give you a nice lunch. They give you games to play. They
What
have
games?
classes.
What? Scrabble? They're all upside down. They
It's
don't know
not
how to
only Scrabble.
spell.
They also have
today.
classes. They have classes. They teach you.
They play Monopoly.
Okay, you're making
I'm
fun.
building a hotel.
Well, so
Zumba.
You're building a hotel. This is my
Yeah,
house.
so
Your house.
So they should sit home.
You have to own 4 houses.
Honestly, if I could go to this adult daycare center, I would go. I think it'd be fun.
So why don't you volunteer there?
Right, Esty. Why don't you?
They'll take you
volunteer?
right in.
I
a
know,
second.
but then I have to officially do it. I'd rather just go there and chill.
No, you can do it one. You can chill.
Show
You can
up
chill.
whenever you want.
it's too much expectation. It's like I don't volunteer. I just happen to be there. Like it's.
You know what you're talking about? I don't
like committing to things.
Right. So don't commit.
Neil,
walk in
Neil,
there.
I was talking to a girl today from the
I'm
hospital.
feeling like giving today.
No, I don't want to do this for other people. I want to do this for me. I'm gonna go there and just play with their board games and you know push in front of the line because they're all too old to
talk
stop
to
me.
them.
I'm
You
kidding.
might find real interesting people there.
Exactly.
All I can tell you is I was talking to a Melissa, a beautiful nurse from the Maimonides Hospital, and we helping out an old lady. We helped take care of her a little bit. And Melissa was saying that's so kind of you that you took her in and you help her out and you make sure that she gets around a little bit. She says, you're taking her to McDonald's too much. I'm not taking her to McDonald's. It's just a little bit cheaper. She eats that food, so it's a little bit, if she wants. But I give her regular food when we have leftovers, or she's always invited up, but she likes McDonald's. And she was very pleased that you volunteer. And you don't have to do it all the time. Sometimes, anytime that you want, Esky.
So who you
My
take?
husband doesn't go in that way.
Hospital?
We don't take her out of the hospital. She has an apartment that she's trapped in. She doesn't want to go anywhere. So sometimes we make
So she lives by herself.
She lives by herself.
And you take her outside.
We don't take her out. We
for
make
a ride
sure,
and
not
to
for a ride.
McDonald's.
Not for a ride. We make sure she goes out somehow.
She doesn't
somewhere.
like the Colonel
She doesn't like the Colonel. No, she loves McDonald's.
and Taco Bell.
I don't know about Taco Bell. Anyways, Mr. Clean
I
is
don't know.
Brooklyn.
The Chihuahua. No, isn't Taco Bell the
Anyways,
Chihuahua
can I
one?
tell you this, Neil?
Yes, MrCleanDelivers.com.
No, but not that com. Mr. Clean is Brooklyn's premier dry cleaning pickup and delivery service. Do you know that? He's offering world-class service along with
Only
the
dry cleaning or shirts also, laundry?
Shorts too, and laundry. You give him
Oh,
all laundry.
good.
And he's absolute best pricing in the industry. He picks up and delivers always free with no minimum. And a mention of the Just Enough Heshy Show gets you how much off, Neil?
25%.
Hey,
and
man.
let me tell you, that's a lot of money.
Okay, you know that.
If you go to a cleaner's, wow, everything's
And
so
it's-
expensive.
right. So anyways, mention the Just Enough Heshy Code. Call my boy over there at Mr. Clean, 347-369-3051. Or you can reach him at Mr. Clean Delivers. Mr. Clean, I don't have to spell out delivers at gmail.com. Figure it out
Yeah.
or call him.
I know some people, they used to go to like Kohl's and other places and buy their pants on the credit card.
Yeah.
And when it came time to clean it, they just went and switched. Yeah.
Whatever I can tell you now, Neil. Now that we're finished with your gay people, okay, and your abortions.
No,
that
I'm
you're
just
all against me.
tolerant, and I just believe that you don't comprehend the little peon place on earth that we occupy.
Right, I do
and
know.
that there are 7 billion other people around here.
Right.
And every 10 million of them or 20 million of them have their own ways of doing
not
whatever
saying,
it is
Neil,
they want to do.
Neil, I'm not saying gay is wrong.
When they had the tsunami a couple of years back, I saw, in the Philippines, I believe it was there. I saw a guy there, and afterwards, and he was walking around with a schmata around his waist, right?
Yeah.
And what did he have? He had a knife. So they asked him in Filipino, whatever language, so what'd you lose in the thing? He goes, what do you mean what'd I lose? I didn't lose nothing. Just my family got all over the place. So they looked at him, what do you mean? So he says, well, I live in a tree. When I need food, I go into the water. I just grab a fish. I chop its head off, and that's it. He goes, what do you mean? I don't need it. I'm not missing. He doesn't even know what's out there.
Okay.
Okay?
But I'm still trying to explain to you that the court system in our cities.
Listen, I hope you use the coupons with the lady at McDonald's.
They have coupons.
Sometimes I see in the Sunday paper.
I didn't know that. I'm scared to walk in and
But
out.
for breakfast, Taco Bell is pushing. They're fighting with McDonald's now. They're trying to take the breakfast business away from McDonald's.
How do you take away a breakfast business? Like, hi, now you
They're
can't.
advertising very heavy on TV that their breakfast gives you something different, something more, or whatever.
What, like the hash browns and stuff like that, which
Oh,
Yeah, I
where
don't
was
think
that
they
place?
do that. Dunkin' Donuts has the hash.
Who does
the
browns. They're pretty
pancakes and
good,
the
but they're not
waffles?
enough.
what? No.
6 pieces.
Waffle House? Is that a
No,
thing?
really?
The one that gives you pancakes and waffles. Or
IHOP.
like IHOP. I've always wanted to eat there just because,
IHOP.
like, it seems like you have everything for like $5.
I know
No.
that. Yeah.
Right? It's like you're like, what?
And there's
You
another
know
one.
what's so funny?
There's another one. The Red Lobster for $9.99. You can eat as much as you. I'm dying to go there. Can't go. I only eat kosher.
I know, but think about this, okay?
What do you
We're
really
Jewish,
think
and our
you're
food is
getting
more
for
expensive. How did that happen?
$9.99?
I'm getting a lobster for $9.99.
No, you're not.
That's what it says.
You're getting the tuchus of a wannabe lobster
Wannabe
from
lobster.
the back of the kitchen there.
I don't
That's
really
on
care.
the floor.
I don't really care.
And it's
I don't
giving
care.
it to
I
you.
want to taste
And
lobster.
IHOP, no way is IHOP $5. No way. Yeah, they might have a $5 menu like these other guys have a $1 menu, right?
Right?
You can't buy that lady from the $1 menu, can you?
Oh, I never thought of that. But she tells
It'd
me
be
what she
too
wants.
little food.
she tells-
Just,
No, she wants. I did think I bought once from the dollar menu those little
and it
hamburgers.
was
she liked.
$1.50.
I don't know what Anyways, everybody, you're listening to the Just Enough Heshy show,
yeah.
and I hope that you're Esty. Who else is advertising with us?
We have the Black Label Electronic Cigarettes. Mikey.
Yes, Mikey.
Yeah, you can call him at 561-239-5941. You can also go to blpremiumesig.com.
Or you can buy it through the justenoughheshy at gmail.com. And if you send us an order and you buy it through your PayPal account, you get an extra 10% off, I was told today. Yeah, 10% off on any order you make.
Yeah, Geico, 15
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I thought that's, yeah.
Geico's how much? 50%?
15, I know.
Yeah,
15.
It's a
This
wrong number to
guy's
choose.
25%. You're giving now 10%. I
Isn't
mean,
this a
you
great
know,
show?
what a great show. It's a great world we live in. We're getting discounts from all in. And if you show your AARP card in Dunkin' Donuts, you can if you buy a large coffee, you can get a free donut with it.
No,
Triple A.
you're lying. Please tell me that's true.
AARP.
Not for you, Esty. That's me and Neil. We're going to
Right.
be joining in the next 4
You're
years.
allowed to.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We don't
I
qualify.
got it in the mail
You
already.
dog, really?
Yeah, once you're 50, you get it.
I didn't know that. I thought 55. That's what everybody keeps telling me.
They're a non-profit, and they figured out they can add an extra 30 million people, 20 million people if they just change the age allocation.
That's crazy.
And that's all they did. And for that, some guy now gets about $1 million a year salary. He never shows up or anything because he
Genius.
came up with that idea.
Esty, who else is with us tonight?
So yeah, Green Line Building Solutions. They do asbestos inspection, it's asbestos and lead inspection, DOB, violations, permits and plans, code compliance, preventative maintenance, HPD, lift stop work orders, and free consultation. You can reach them at 718-871-0382. If you need a personal trainer, Yossi Lefkowitz, located on 16th and 48th, you can reach him at 347-816-5207. You are listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show.
And Neil,
We're
go ahead.
on Monday and Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m.
And tomorrow we'll be on Wednesday, only one time for the Ralph Romeo show. Remember that?
So-
We're going to be on at 7
But we
o'clock
don't know
on
if we're
channel
on.
970. We're on for sure.
Producer, it's live tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to be live on
Okay.
YouTube and on channel 970. Listen to us at 7 o'clock.
So yeah, find us on
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just
How about
Enough
today?
Heshy.
And if you want to join my app or my Facebook or my texting or whatever to get daily quotes, my daily wisdom quotes, and my trivia question of the day, feel free to send me a Twitter or a Gmail, and we will send you the daily quotes. A lot of people do it. I have a couple hundred people already on my list.
Yeah, because
So
you're
yeah.
so wise.
So yes, you can call in.
I am wise, Neil. I am
know.
wise. I know you have a problem with that, but I am
No,
wise.
you've been coming up with some really
If anybody
wise
wants our
stuff.
phone number,
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Neil. I
Yeah.
love you.
the number
Well,
here is 718-303-9090. Go on.
Before I tell people how to lose weight, take another call, Esther. I'm going to let you have a caller. You've been always
Wow.
clutch.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yep, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Yes, my name is Joe. I live in Las Vegas.
Hello,
Nice.
Joe. How are you? Wow, I can't believe it. I'm getting nationwide. Go ahead.
Wow.
It's on your
Well,
side.
what's
I
this
know.
Vegas? Where is this Vegas place?
Sin City, Sin City. Terrible
That
place.
great movie.
Who took me out of there? Who grabbed me away from there?
What's doing
I
for us?
belong in Sin City.
Not me. I know that I would do bad things. Talk to us, my boy.
I
What's
want
doing?
to improve on the sin.
Oh, God.
Okay, go on.
I have a question.
Okay.
Why is Neil always hiding back there like he's wanted by the FBI?
You know what?
Because he is.
Neil is a very handsome, good-looking man, and he doesn't want to pick up, and Neil is looking, Neil, I believe Neil needs a good woman. That's the problem, man. He just doesn't want so many, he doesn't want people to call him out of the
I
blue.
don't know, man. I don't know. I like this idea that you don't see how I'm laughing at you. What a dope you are.
Oh,
you
God. Did you hear that? Did you hear how he's laughing at us?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I'm assuming he's not on television.
Not yet. We're gonna get him on TV. Tomorrow, by the way, he's not gonna be able to hide behind the mics, so we're gonna get him good for you guys.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're guest on another show.
Yeah.
Could you imagine somebody invited us to be guests?
To listen to our ideas. People enjoy it. It's called The Ralph Romeo Show on channel 970 AM and New York, New Jersey, Connecticut areas, I think. And I think he goes really nationwide, I hear. Yes, you mentioned. And we're going to be filming it on YouTube live at 7 o'clock. So you can click into the Just Enough Heshy website and you'll see that.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Tell me the truth. Let's have a list. The top 3 best sins we can do in Vegas.
No. I don't want to hear it.
I think they're afraid that the rabbi's going to be listening, and they don't want to entice them because there are no flights available right now to Vegas. Man, that was just an add-on, just so I could make fun.
Right.
I see.
Okay.
Joe?
So go ahead, Joe. Let's hear. What do you say about this Iranian?
Not Iranian. I want to ask Joe.
Oh.
Joe, do you like our show?
Sure.
Good. That's it. Sure. No problem.
No, I want to know from Joe about these Iranians that went on to the ship from some island that's under the protection of the U.S. government. And they're now taking that ship to their port, to the Iranian port, to inspect it. And America has done nothing as of yet about it.
I didn't know that. When did this happen?
In the last 20 hours.
Wow, terrible. Government lets wow, terrible.
Have you not heard about that?
Oh, absolutely. I read all about it.
Oh, so what do you think? Like, what's going on? Is there anyone in charge?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Obama to go and apologize.
Wow.
Apologize, right? For using the water, for putting a ship in the water.
He apologized for everything else. I don't know. I'm sorry we did that. Oh, I'm sorry,
Well,
but most of the things he doesn't know that got done, so he can't apologize for it.
I haven't read it in the news yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hillary, she's missing her emails. Could you imagine that ever happening to anyone?
And they can't find someone to get it back. Like,
could you imagine? She did it on the day after she was ordered. They asked her to submit her emails.
She says she's been deleting them always.
Right. I wonder if she's smarter than we think.
I delete my emails when I'm finished with them.
And they're not off your hard drive, but
they're not.
No.
I don't believe that.
Did you see the Hillary tweet? The Hillary, the Baltimore's burning down to the ground, and all these politicians are tweeting how terrible this is, and they should be doing something. And Hillary's tweet at the same time came out, and she tweeted where you can get a free bumper sticker.
Wow.
That's so mean. She just randomly thought of it.
Anyway,
she is.
Joe.
I don't know how we're going to allow this Bill and Hillary team to come back on board. I don't know how.
We'll see.
But I tell you one thing.
She's right now the best thing out there.
She's
oh my God,
garbage. Pure.
You got nothing
good. She has no character whatsoever.
Show me somebody else.
That's what she says when you show her a $50 bill. Show me something else.
Okay.
That's what she says.
They are. Well, we have no choice.
And you know what? You and I know, Joe, it ain't never going to change.
No.
So either you get along and go with the program, or just watch it like a movie.
Let us vote them out. Joe, thank you for your call. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
That was wonderful, Vegas.
Anyways, that was very nice. He seemed like a very nice man. So everybody, before we come to the end, I want to take another call, and I especially want to talk to Norman tonight. But I want to tell you how to lose weight, Neil. Can I teach you how to lose weight?
Oh, please!
The answer we've all been waiting for centuries.
Drum roll! Don't get it, the whole thing.
You can lose weight easily by design. Want to lose those excess pounds? You need to make your environment work with you, not against you. Says eating behavior expert Brian One Wanisk, a PhD. Follow these easy diet tricks and you'll find yourself slimming down with a lot less effort. That's for you,
Wow.
Neil. Listen to this.
Yeah, I'm
Let me
listening.
tell you how you do it. Forget the willpower. Instead, make small changes in your environment.
Right.
For example, the dietary studies eating behavior for decades, observing movie theaters, patrons, diners of Chinese buffet restaurants, grocery shoppers, kids in school cafes, all yield fascinating findings. Let me explain to you what he says. He says that make the health food stuff more
Appealing.
more appealing. Put it in closer location. When you buy the food, put it in the front instead of the back. Don't buy all that garbage stuff.
You know, Mr. Wong.
That's basically going on a diet.
Mr. Wong, who owns the deli, not deli grocery store,
Yeah.
right across from the public school.
Right.
He's not going to be too happy when every single day the kids come running in to buy their crap and they have to throw the stuff that's in front, throw it away so they can get the stuff they really want that he's hiding in the back.
Exactly, that's him. But we're saying at home. That's where a lot of your problems are. Change your eating habits at home.
They're working parents. It's very difficult.
It's very
We want to give our kids something because we don't give them the real thing. So we stuff them with food.
Well, you should make the healthy food more convenient, the unhealthy food less convenient, less attractive, and then in your brain, your eating habits will change, and that's what I learned. I'm going to start doing that.
I think if McDonald's would have a camera that would show how the meat is made from the slaughterhouse all the way in, I think they would eliminate a lot of customers.
Anyways, Esty, let's take our caller, Norman.
Okay. Again, you're listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. You can call in at 718-303-9090. Hello, Norman. You're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hey, good evening.
Yeah, you know what? I knew the answer was Chester A. Arthur, and I thought I'd win my second Maserati in a row.
Wow. But you know what, Mr. Tough Guy? I have a very serious, if you want a really mind-bending question, the first transplant. Okay, did I already say this one?
No.
Okay, the first transplant ever in the United States was on what organ? Come on, Tough Guy.
On the heart, and it was Dr. DeBakey.
Okay, so the answer is incorrect, my son.
Okay.
And
well, I took a stab at it.
okay. I was going to give you. By the way, I was going to give you a couple of.
Right. Okay. Whatever it is,
you
make it up as you go along, man.
The answer was the kidney. The kidney was the first transplant ever. It was done, I think it was done 1960 or 52. I forgot, I had the paperwork over here.
But that was before I was born.
It was the kidney, by the way, and the answer is what it was given from a twin, one twin to the next, and the twin lived only 8 more years and died, by the way. That was the first transplant.
That probably wasn't the only issue that the twins had.
And they didn't need special rejection medicine because it was an identical twin, and everything matched, and so that's why they didn't need it. Very interesting back then.
Right.
Very interesting. So what I heard you want to talk about President Chester Arthur?
Wait, listen. No, I don't want to talk about him.
No.
Listen, first, the lobbyist that you want to learn about, his name was Jack Abramoff.
Jack Abramoff. I keep calling him Abrams. You're right.
Abramoff.
So if you want to know,
he wrote a book, right?
I think he now is just the opposite. He was corrupt, and now he's letting you know how politicians are corrupted.
Correct.
Okay, so now, as far as you go, Heshy, I think at times you're delusional.
Again, back to the delusional.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say that. You know why? Because you never listen to what Neil says. You never listen to what I say, and you think you're a judge with robes on you. I've told you this before.
I never said I'm a judge, my son. I never said I'm a judge.
Let
him talk.
Yeah, you know, listen, Heshy, I told you the problem with drugs is not marijuana. It's everything else. We have a country that makes, I told you this last time, we're 5% of the world, and yet we eat 75% of the opiates. It's the doctors that are causing problems with painkillers, where young people are dying from the painkillers. After taking 5 oxycodons, you're probably a heroin addict. And this is where the problem.
But it's not starting with the doctor. It's really starting with the pharmaceutical companies that
Anyways,
push the
guys,
doctor.
hold on, Norman. I'm going to have
Why?
to wait, stop. Norman, I'm going to have to put you on hold. We're going to station identification, so we're going to come back to you in a minute. I want to do my mid quote. This is going to be a very cool quote that somebody texted me this morning. I have no idea what I'm saying about. So, Norman, here's another delusional fact for you: successful and
sensitive.
Successful and unsuccessful people do not vary greatly in their abilities. They vary in their desires to reach their potential.
Right.
That means is you got to. It's not only being successful to get to the star. Your desire's got to be there. You got to work hard. You got to keep traveling top to the bottom. And come on back. Thank you for listening to the first half of the Just Enough Heshy Show. We'll be back with a lot more. And stay tuned. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, and we are at the top of the hour. And I want to ask you. I'm gonna put Norman back on the phone so me and Norman can fight it out alone. Hello, Norman.
Okay, Hesh. Now, listen.
Why do you keep calling me delusional, Norman? I don't mean to.
Wait.
Let me answer. I didn't finish my question, Norman. My thing too is you're telling me that after 51 years of seeing all the terrible things in my life and seeing all the good things, you're telling me that I do not have the experience or the knowledge, and I'm delusional because I don't agree with you. Unacceptable, Norman. Unacceptable.
Listen, first of all, yesterday you said the FDA is corrupt and it doesn't know its ass from his elbow.
That was
correct?
Neil. That was Neil, by the way. But I do agree with you 100% on that as well.
So, but when you want to talk how bad marijuana is, you bring up the FDA and what they told you. You know what? You don't know anything about marijuana because you never experienced it. So if you want to know what it's like, then let somebody turn you on because it'll be beneficial.
What are you talking about? I did experience it. Didn't you hear what I told you? I've seen people on marijuana.
It's not a matter of seeing people. It's a matter of doing it yourself, and that's not the problem.
Why would I do that? Why would I want to run naked in the streets, stoned out of my brain?
Listen, who says you're going to run naked in the street?
I say being stoned and hallucinative and seeing and wanting to stand in front of. You're telling me that there's no side effects of marijuana whatsoever.
Absolutely none.
And look who's delusional right now, Norman. Norman, look who's delusional.
I'll smoke in front of you anything you want to give me, the most potent pot, and I'll show you how.
Hey, I've heard a lot of stuff about pot. I heard of, wow, somebody was showing me stuff that came in from Colorado. Wow, did they have great color and different colors? Even a little bluish tint one of them had. Wow. It was unbelievable.
Norman,
I'm colorblind.
Norman, I have a question. Are you a law-abiding citizen?
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
You're ridiculous.
And the law says you can't do it, Norman.
Listen.
Screw the law.
Law is smart.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to make adjustments in life, and that's how you do things.
That's how you grow up.
And you know what? You're not a tolerant person because of your religion. That's where all the problems come from with all this nonsense with gay people and with abortion and all your nonsense. I want to know something.
Wait, what's wrong? What did I say bad?
No, he's right. He got you figured out.
What did I say bad about gay people?
Brainwashed.
I did not say anything bad about gay people.
Smacked you with a ruler, and that's it. And now you're all twisted.
Norman, what did I say bad about gay people?
Heshy, listen. Tell me, where is God?
I'll tell you where God is.
Just answer that.
God is all over.
Oh, he's all. No, let me ask you a question. If he's all over, what happened during the Holocaust? Who were his favorite people? The Jewish people?
Oh, Norman is questioning.
Where did he go?
Norman is questioning the Almighty. 1 minute. Norman is questioning.
You don't have a question on that?
I'm not allowed to?
One minute, I'm
you're not
asking
allowed
you,
to.
Heshy. You think it's normal and you have no questions about it?
I agree with you, Norman, that I am not a good soul. I have my doubts. I am weak. I have done many sins. So, but you have no right to question God. If God wanted to wipe out half the world during the Black Plague, there's a reason for it.
Did he open up the Red Sea so everybody could cross without paying a toll? Of course he did. So if he could open up the Red Sea, why couldn't he kill all the Nazis?
He did.
Where was he?
He did wipe out the Nazis.
Oh, please, give me a break with your nonsense. I want to ask you a question. When the Armenian people were slaughtered in 1915 or 1918, 1.5 million people were planned to be killed by the Turks. Who was God?
I'll tell you where he was. Guys like you, Norman, why
are you making this personal?
I'm going to tell you why it's personal.
Why is
you guys, now, you too, Neil. You guys come up. Hold on. You guys come up with these newfangled ideas. You try to screw around with all of us that are trying to follow a straight path. So we get crazy.
A straight path created by who?
By God.
By a drunken sailor?
No, by God.
Hey, listen.
God, you're calling God a drunken sailor?
No, but that's not what you're following.
Neil,
you think you're following God.
Neil, remember you said that the rabbi told you that it was Sesame Street's fault that your son has problems.
No, he said watching TV was the problem. I told him that if he watches Sesame Street and it does him a lot of good, and it would do a lot of good if the rabbis would learn from Sesame Street how to teach the children.
It was my son. They told me that Sesame Street is more exciting than school, that we should stop it.
Listen, I want to tell you something. When I was 11 years old, my father sent me to this Hebrew school for my bar mitzvah. And I never liked religion. I don't like authority and none of that nonsense and all that stupidity. You know, all these guys walking around like they're holy when they're all corrupt.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, listen, my grandmother gives me a Jewish star to wear around my neck on a chain. So I had the star in my mouth, you know, from the chain. So the principal of the Hebrew school sees it in my mouth. You know what he did? He punched me in my face. So this is what happened. I didn't.
That's a wacko. That's a sick person.
Listen. So this is what I did. I told him I'm never coming back because I was stunned. And I said, you see the high school across the street? When I get to that high school and I'm big, I'm going to come back and kick the crap out of you every day. And you better run for your life because I'm not playing with you.
Okay, so you're punishing.
Guess what I did?
Who are you, Norman? Who are you punishing? God?
Punishing God? No, I think this guy was a moron and had no right to be the principal of the school.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Norman, can I ask you a question? At the end of our days, whatever day it comes, you're going to stand before the Almighty.
I'm not going to stand before nothing. That's
but what happens? But I'm asking you a question. What happens if there is a God? Let's just gamble there is a God. Let's just gamble that Hillary might win the election. Let's just gamble that everybody is equal on this planet.
Okay, so let's say I have to stand in front of God. Well, if this guy doesn't see that I've been a good person, then he's a rotten God. Because why should he punish me?
That's what I keep saying. That if you think God is somebody that's just there to beat you up, you don't understand God. You have to look at God really like your grandfather, you know? He gives you a knipple on the face, and he says, oh, you did good, even though you got a 60 on the test.
You know what? It's the same thing with your religion, with abortion, with gay people, with this, with that. All these people, all your religions, you make judgments on people, and it's disgusting. Gay people don't need your religion. They could get married by your city clerk. Who the hell needs your religion?
Okay.
And listen, and all of a sudden you say, gee, I didn't know that it could be psychological problem for a woman for having an abortion. When I spoke to you about it, I told you people who are against abortion never adopt children.
That's not true.
It
That's
is
not true.
true.
Norman, again, you're
It's not-
assuming what
hey,
the rest of
listen,
us do.
please,
You're 100%
listen.
wrong, Norman.
Listen, did you ever adopt a child?
I'm
No.
sorry that I didn't. I couldn't,
But you
and I
can
would
do it
like to.
now.
I would like, no, but Norman,
You know
I
what?
have
You can do-
adopted. I've taken in lots of people
That's
in my
not
home.
adoption, Hesh. Go adopt.
What do you want from me, Norman?
I don't
You want me
any-
to
I'm
save the
just
world? I
telling
wish I
you.
could.
No,
Trust
he
me.
wants you to understand
That's all.
that there's a
Don't
lot of
get into-
crap in your head.
Some people could take poverty. Some people could live in squalor. Some people could be rich. Some people can take pain. Some people can stand and hit a baseball a million miles. Some people can get into the boxing ring. Some people can adapt children. Some people can't. My mentality, my threshold is to take care of people that are in trouble. But I wish I could adapt. I know I wouldn't do a good job. I'm hoping that I did a decent job with my children. So Norman, assuming anything, anyways, Norman, I love you for your call.
You know what, Heshy?
You lost this argument, Norman, because I will be standing before the Almighty for you, and I'm going to, and I'm going to say I like Norman, and I'm one of the angels. You better let him in with me.
Yeah, hey, listen. I first of all, I think that your show tomorrow night is on at 9:00 because I did speak to Ralph during the week, and he says, "Are you going to listen to my show?"
Oh, so the producer's wrong
what-
again. The producer's 100% wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's.
I think so. I wanted to let you know about that, but I wish you would never bring up pink socks and abortion and marijuana.
I don't like pink socks. Why do I have to?
know
Who
you
are you
don't.
to force me into pink socks?
No, but why do you have to
Who
be
was forced you
anti?
into-
I'm not. Woman, I don't like to wear.
Why do you have to have such a strong
I don't like
opinion?
women. I don't like women with
about
miniskirts.
right.
I don't like
Hey,
women. So
listen.
what's your problem with that?
Nothing, but it shouldn't be something
It's
on the
my
top
opinion.
burner in
It's
your
my.
head.
It's my opinion.
It could be an
Heshy,
opinion, but it
Heshy,
doesn't have to be important.
Heshy, listen.
Yeah.
You know what you should do?
What?
You should have some gay people on your
I
show.
will. Can you get me a gay person on my
and
show?
And listen, you should have some people who are pro-abortion and ask them why. Listen, if
I am pro-abortion.
listen,
I'm pro-abortion. I'm
listen,
for abortion. You want to do abortion? Go do abortion. I'm not stopping you.
Listen, if I have a daughter and my daughter gets raped and now she's pregnant,
Stop it. I don't want to hear this. You're wrong.
I'm
You're
asking
wrong.
you a question.
There's no question to ask. It's a stupid question.
No, it's not a stupid question. Girls get raped. They get pregnant. Are they supposed to carry that child for 9 months?
They
No.
get stoned and they get pregnant.
I don't know.
Right?
Okay.
So that's all
Norman,
I'm saying.
I love you.
Let people make their own decisions.
You got it.
With
Norman,
their bodies.
Norman,
Not you.
Norman, we'll speak to you tomorrow night on the Ralph Romeo Show.
Yes,
Yes.
I will.
Good night.
Maybe I'll
Good night.
come to the station and go after.
I'd like to
Guys.
meet you.
Oh,
Norman.
wow. I like to
Sure.
meet you too. Good night,
So
Norman.
thank you.
Anyways, everybody, you're
See ya.
listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. SD.
He's right, Norman, by the way. I want you to know he's right.
You can call us.
You're very, very stubborn. And
You know, jump in the lake,
it's
Neil. I'm not
terrible.
stubborn. I'm not pushing my opinion on everybody. I'm allowed to say what I want. You keep telling me this America, I can do whatever I want. Now you're telling me I can't say whatever I want. Go jump in the
So
lake.
yes, you can call in at 718-303-9090.
I still want to do the horoscope tonight.
Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Yeah, hi guys. This is Serge. I call you a second time. I listen to you often. Listen, the story that the person, the Mike was talking about, and the feelings he was sharing with you guys. You know, I just want to comment on something, and I remember a great story. I had similar feelings like this guy before, blaming everybody and everything around me. Then I heard a story. I don't remember exactly where, about a guy with similar problems, and he went to somebody, he got advice. Anybody who says something to you or push you or kick you, you know, the guy said to this person who was always complaining, get a potato each time somebody does it to you. You might know this story. And he said, just write the name of the person and the date. And the guy said, you know, it's so easy. No, just carry that, put it in the back, and carry it back with you. After 2 months, carrying it heavy. Can you imagine the guy gets kicked every day like 1,000 times? So he had a very heavy bag. And now it's rotting already after a couple months. And he finally realized that he has to take it easy. He has to really look inside himself.
It's like a
Because who's
metaphor.
harming? It's a yes. Who is he harming? Are you gonna blame everybody?
Yeah, with all the hate, you're only harming yourself. Yes.
Right. Carry your back with rotten potatoes all your life and blame everybody.
Or let it just
Let it
go and
go
let
and
go of the
smell.
past. That's very
Serge,
wise.
that was cool, Serge. Thank you, Serge.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
the best, guys. I love you.
Keep listening to our show. I hope you like it.
That was a good one.
That was good.
That was good.
Take another call, and I have other stuff to talk about.
So
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Hey, guys. It's Rich. How you doing?
Hey, Mitch, how
Hey.
are you?
Great. Listen, I want to comment what the gentleman before talking about problems with his feelings about religious people and certainly with God and all that stuff. Well, I just want to tell him one thing. Whether you believe in God or whether you're not, whether you're Jewish or whether you're Catholic, it doesn't really matter. The point is, you can't blame God for individual morons. And if there was a rabbi in his school that touched him, just like there are priests that touch kids, and you know what they should do? They should prosecute these people to the old points of law. But don't blame it on God. God's not the one.
Well,
God,
Mitch, you see, that's where I think that everybody's wrong. People should not blame God. People should ask God to punish them. When I wake up in the morning, I have a whole list, and I'm talking, my list is very long, of this person should die, this person should suffer,
I can
this
imagine.
person should, I want God.
You're carrying so much potatoes, I don't know how you're not
I'm
crippled.
not carrying potatoes. I want certain bad people to suffer so badly that they will understand that when
But you're
they
hurting
go,
yourself. Just
when
let
they
it go.
go see, no, I'm praying for their punishment. By the way, Esther, can you show your picture to YouTube? I want everybody to see what you're doing.
Oh, I did. But hold on. This is
Okay.
the advanced picture.
This is going for $10, everybody. Anyways,
What? This
Mitch,
took me a long
Mitch,
time.
I have a
It's gonna be
question.
more than
Mitch,
$10.
I have a question for you. Do you believe in God?
Of course I do.
And do you have your speech ready to stand before the Almighty?
No. You know why? Because my life isn't finished yet. I don't know what. See, that's the thing. I don't know. Just like a person who doesn't believe in God, I don't know what God's going to ask me. I hope that he's going to say welcome, or she's going to say welcome, and everything is going to be fine. But let me tell you something. If I have to basically be judged on every individual thing, yeah, I'm not a perfect person, just like everyone else out there is not perfect, just like people there in the studio aren't perfect. By the way, that's a pretty picture, Esther. I like it.
Thank you.
Hey, Mitch. Wow, I like you, Mitch.
But I can tell you one thing. Having gone through the parochial yeshiva system, I can tell you one thing. There were many times where I was cursing my rabbis under my breath the whole time. Whether it was when I was a kid, when I got slapped more than a few times, when it was not. Where these days, forget if you say one negative word to a child now, boy, you better be running for your life.
No, but Mitch, you see how you said the word rabbis, how you blame all the rabbis. It wasn't all. It was one pig or another pig. You know, like in my synagogue, there's one pig in the morning that I hate very badly.
Stop hating people. It just brings you down. It doesn't bother them. It just bothers you.
It bothers me, and I don't blame the rest of them, because when I see another rabbi,
carry the weight of the world in your shoulder, or just let it go and be free.
And by the way, Mitch, I want to clear something up with you. God does not judge you. You're not going to be judged. When you go before the Almighty, he has the deal planned out for you. You're not going to be judged. You're not going to be rewarded. He has the whole deal already.
That's not what they said. What they seem to say each year on Yom Kippur, but that's maybe your opinion.
By God putting us on this planet, we owe him so much. So you just have to serve him. When you comes up to you, he's going to ask you a question. How did you serve me? How did you help my fellow creations? Why did you hurt them? That's what he's going to ask. He's not going to judge you why you did this, why you did that, why you cheated on your wife. He knows why you did it all. He's not stupid. He knows some people have psychiatric problems. He knows why other people went poor, went bankrupt, or cheated somebody. He knows the evil people out there. He's just going to ask you why. I mean, why'd you do it? You know you shouldn't have done it. I mean, I know you shouldn't have done it. That's what I believe. And I have my speech for him. And I already have my speech planned.
You're going to forget it when you
I'm not going to forget it.
God made us human. God did not make us perfect. If God wanted us to make us like perfect, like angels, whatever, He would have done it. He did not want to make.
Well,
us
he
perfect.
made me, so we have somebody to look good. Thank you, Mitch, for your call. You're wonderful. We have some advertising. We're going to take another caller. Esty, I'll let you have another caller, but you're going to give me some ads soon, baby. Otherwise, we're going to have to kill the show. Go ahead.
So, yeah, you're listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. You can call in at
Mia, stop that face.
718-303-9090. Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Heshy, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good. I got to give you some kudos. I mean, that's like I carried away. We're not here to talk about Hashem and God, but the chutzpah that Norman has. It's a film station that he's listening, and he's coming
Not
and telling
specifically.
me.
It's not
Yeah,
the floor.
Jewish.
Not
right?
specifically.
No, we are based on people, and
Are
you're
you-
right,
are you-
Norman.
We're Brooklyn
are you
people.
Jewish?
No, a lot of
That
people,
just happens to be. That's not what defines the radio.
a lot of
I
people.
can't-
I meet a lot of Jewish and
not saying
Christian
that, but-
people all day long, and they see my yarmulke on my head, and they still criticize the Jews or they criticize the blacks, and people say bad things, and I stand there in disgust. But what do you want me to do? You want me to
No, you're missing my point. The point is he's blaming everybody but himself. God is not good. This is not good. What you have to look at one country in Israel, how it's surviving all these years, and that itself should be proven of that there's a God above. Again, I'm not telling him what lifestyle he should live, gay, abortion. I don't care about that. I live and I let live. But don't come and tell me what's right and what's wrong. I'm entitled to have my opinion. As a religious fun person, I have no issue whatever lifestyle
And
you want to
Norm's
live.
entitled to his opinion.
Yeah, but the way he was saying it, like blaming all the.
He wasn't blaming
rabbis
anything.
And this
He
and
didn't
that.
blame a
The
soul.
rabbi punching him in the face. That rabbi was a crazy guy for doing it. But
Oh, come on.
you
How
know,
many guys in yeshiva can tell you the same thing? I had a
I
Rebbe in
never
5th
had any
grade
issue.
that smacked me
You know,
up.
he did my rabbi to smack me up. So that's not the end of the world.
Okay, but
Let me ask. Let me
One minute, Bo.
One minute.
1 minute. Just know that when you say it's not the end of the world, that's for most people. But I promise you that there are people out there, because I know some of them, that, yes, that made it the end of their religious world.
Yeah.
Yes, and Heshy knows that too.
I have a lot of friends that just said
That's
goodbye, and
Finished.
there's nothing I can do to. I have one friend that will never step into a synagogue. All my bar mitzvahs, weddings, he won't come. He hates, and I cried to him. He's such a good man. He does so much good. He just hates.
The whole Judaism is based on his one rabbi. Is that correct?
Yeah,
He's wrong.
some people their mind can't.
No, but
go
listen to me.
further.
There are people that have psychological problems.
They
You
get
know,
stuck
I'm not talking
on
about
something.
psychological people. I mean,
No, but I'm just
no.
saying people get stuck on something.
Everybody like me, I get stuck on certain things, and I'm sick also my brain, and I can't get off of it, like Esty says, and I will never get off of it, and I will
You're
never
gonna have
forget.
bags of potato on your
I'm not gonna
shoulder
have
for the
bags of
rest of your
potato.
life.
Right. No, just like I'm stuck on letting everybody do whatever they want. I'm stuck on that.
I'm stuck.
I'm stuck on that.
agree
I
with
will
you,
never
Neil.
change my
Neil,
mind.
I agree with
I don't
that.
care you're religious, not
No,
religious.
I
It
agree-
doesn't bother me.
I
You don't
agree-
want to believe in God, believe in
No, but
God.
Gil,
Do believe
I get
in
what
God.
But Vogel, see how all of you guys don't understand.
Because you don't understand that the guy who says he believes and the guy who says he doesn't believe, in my opinion,
Are the
none
same.
of them know what they're talking
Right.
about anyway.
So
in
then
reality.
why are you forcing me with abortion, without abortion, courts gay,
No,
not gay?
I'm telling
Leave
you
me
as a
alone.
person, if you want to pick your nose, go pick your nose.
Right.
You want an abortion, go have an abortion.
So
You
you're
want to
wasting-
marry this guy, go marry this
we
guy.
are wasting millions of dollars time for the stupid Supreme Court to
Right.
vote on this.
Right, it's crazy.
It's
I
crazy.
told you, it shouldn't be voted on. It shouldn't be any politician's business. It's
So
not
I came-
abortion and gay rights.
And I came up with a solution.
And
I came
all
up
they
with a solution.
do is decide how they're voting. In other words, why do you have Republicans and Democrats all together? They're really all the same.
Correct.
They all do the same crap.
Right.
It's just one is usually pro, one is usually anti.
Right.
Those two things.
Right.
That's it. And that's why we're in the hole we're in.
Right.
And we have nobody really running the country, nobody who gives a damn about anything really, except their own pockets and their family's pockets. I'm finished.
Volvi, thank you for your call. You're very nice.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And I want to tell you an interesting story today. Okay, hello. I want to tell you an interesting story. You see, you guys scream that I'm very much against police officers and I'm very vicious. Today, I made a mistake. I made a mistake while driving, and I was wasn't going fast. I slipped somehow with my foot on the brake. I slipped. I wasn't going fast, and I went a little too far into the crosswalk, and I didn't want to block the other car, and I went through the light. Cop came over, pulled me over, and he said, license, registration. He says, do you know what you did? I says, yes, I do. He says, why did you do it? I said, I have an excuse, but it's wrong, and there's nothing I could tell you about. He says, what's your excuse? I said, my foot fell off the brake. I went too far in. I didn't want to block the traffic. I was wrong. I knew that I was wrong, and I went through it. I have no excuse for it. He looked at my license. He checked it. He says, okay, go. I couldn't believe it. That is a good man. That is called not wasting the city's time on tickets and traffic.
He didn't give you a ticket.
Because he saw that I wasn't wrong. He used his brain. He was smart. That's why today there's a Judge Lippman who they're fighting the stupid.
He's the head judge.
He's the head judge. And this guy Bratton, your stupid commissioner, says if you decriminalize pissing in the street and decriminalize
Could you imagine Heshy is not for a guy getting, cuffed because he's peeing in your front yard?
First of all, because you think that the whole city's going to get crazy.
Right.
It's not going to get crazy. And if somebody jumps a turnstile, you don't give him a criminal ticket for jumping the turnstile.
Why not?
You give him...
Why not?
Excuse me. You give him a ticket. Just like, I have a question.
It's chaos then.
Chaos?
No, you need rule
Yeah,
and
of
order.
course
Law and order.
Most people follow the law.
And those that don't need to be
So
punished
I have a question for
somewhat.
you. Did you, Neil, and don't give me the story, did you ever get to an Easy Pass and your Easy Pass didn't work or you didn't have money?
Yeah, and I had to pay a fine
No.
because they sent me a letter that I went through Easy Pass and
Because
I
you
had
didn't
to
have
pay-
an Easy Pass.
They said that.
But if you
whatever.
had an Easy Pass and you show them that you had an Easy Pass, they let you go through. Or if I was driving down in Florida and I didn't see that you needed $15 in quarters to go through one toll after the next. And there was a sign there. Pass through it and we will send you a bill in the mail. I couldn't believe it in Orlando. That was wonderful. Sometimes you get stuck. Sometimes you make a mistake and they let you get away with it one time. They don't let you get away with it 10 times. I understand that. So the same thing with your record. If you jump a turnstile because you didn't have the money today, give him a fine for $10. Give him a fine for $50. But to put him in jail overnight and spend our time and money. So Bratton says, well, I'll maybe let you get off on the pissing on the street, but I'm not going to let you do jump turnstiles. Who are you to give me criminal
the
tickets?
terrorists go through the
So he says, so everybody asks Bretton, why can't you do this? He says, we found 10 guys with guns last year where they jumped turnstiles. Are you just an idiot? And this guy who pays the toll can carry a gun with no problem? Bratton is a guy who just wants to get his record that he's a king of police. You're a bum. You punished 400,000 people with tickets last year.
But I don't agree that you decriminalize stuff. You can imagine in front of your house if you would have the people walking by and everybody making a flood over there.
It doesn't work like that, my son.
I asked you a question. What if there are people that go by your house to school or to work or whatever, and you have a tree in front of your house, and every single morning they stop?
They do. Their doggies do it.
Oh, so now you want it to be that, they're doggies.
No, people really do this.
Two-legged doggies.
People are embarrassed to take a leak on the street.
Right, but they do it when they have to.
They do it when they have to. Neil, if you're stuck, you're not going to do it?
I've done it.
Right.
I've done it.
Everybody's done it.
Oh, no, the cops are coming. Oh, no.
So the whole United States has to be punished right now. Oh, because they won court? That's acceptable? Everybody has committed this crime. Everybody has taken a leak on the street. It's a fact. There's nobody that can tell me they didn't take a leak in the street or the corner or the back. It's a fact.
If they can't tell you that, I'm sure they have a pair of pants that are stained.
Right. So my point to you is, you're telling me punish everybody. You're telling me you never threw your cigarette butt out the window? That's a criminal offense today.
You know that kills me.
Wait. No, that's not true.
I always keep the garbage in my car and the cigarette because there's no ashtray.
Right.
It bothers me to no end. And that's why I feel an obligation never to throw any garbage out my windows.
Wait, hold
you
on a
know I'm
second.
a nut about
You
that.
are.
You're allowed to throw
okay.
cigarettes on the floor.
No, you're
Why?
not. It's
Why?
literally
I don't believe
Okay,
it
let me tell you
should
this.
be.
One time I was in, I think maybe New
in
Jersey.
front of my store. I have to sweep up the cigarette butts.
Hold
every
on,
day.
hold on.
It's very tough, and I can get tickets for that.
So, okay, I was in New Jersey, right? And I was walking somewhere, and I wasn't wearing shoes for whatever reason. I was wearing socks, whatever.
Oh, God.
So I'm walking, and I got lost. I didn't know where it was. I didn't have my phone on me for some reason, and I was hitchhiking, and a cop pulls over.
Another hitchhiking. Go ahead. You've
and
been, yeah.
and he,
You're lucky you're not killed yet.
I know. God protects the foolish. Nah. Anyway, so he's like, "What's your name?" He checked me up to see if I'm like wanted or crazy or something. And I was just explaining to him that I wanted to find the gas station. I couldn't find it. He's like, "Oh, it's back the other way." But while he was asking me this, I was smoking a cigarette. I was like, "What do I do with it?" He's like, "Just throw it on the floor." So I don't know if I asked him specifically because I'm holding a cigarette. What am I supposed to do with it? The cop told me to throw it on the floor. So how can you say it's illegal?
Oh, because how do you know? I don't know if he's following the ordinance or he saw you had no choice.
There was also at the airport, I asked the guy, "Where can I smoke?" He's like, "By the no smoking sign." I was like, "What?" He's like, "There's an ashtray there." I'm like, "What?"
Well, those are the old ones. They didn't move away, Esty.
No, I asked him. He said specifically, "Smoke there."
So, Esty, I have a question. Esty, what show are we listening to, baby?
You are listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. You can reach us.
By the way, Esty, if you did you ever take a leak on the street?
No.
Never.
Okay, so
That's not a
I
personal
don't
question.
think it's more
You
a male thing than a.
Oh, it's more of a male.
it's not
thing.
a delicate question to to ask women.
Well,
this.
I asked Neil that, and Neil said, "Yeah."
Yeah, but he's a boy. I'm a lady.
Well, you told me that you would go out with another lady.
So again, it's nothing crude involved.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
I'm trying to.
exactly?
I want to see her mentality that she sways on the issues.
I just want you
I'm
to
just
know,
open to
just be
things.
careful because as you get older, you
What?
need to take a leak more often than when you
I do. Recently,
Okay.
I do.
And I know you. I've seen you. You go into any store and the guy says no, and you say, "Oh, please, please."
No, please. And yeah, first of all, most stores today have to provide bathroom facilities to the public. If you're public,
What is the law?
well, if you have
More than what?
more than 19 seats in a restaurant, it has to have a handicap toilet.
Whoa.
19 seats?
19 seats or
18
more.
we're gonna go
19
with.
or less does not have to have a handicap toilet, but I think does have to provide.
Dunkin' Donuts doesn't have no.
But not
Bathroom, not all of them.
Dunkin' Donuts doesn't have real seat. Oh, you mean the one on Avenue J, which is very interesting. I don't think they
And the
have,
one right here.
I don't think they have 19 seats. Count them. You'll see 2, 2, 2,
Okay.
2, 4, 4. If they have it less than 19, I think that's the rule, or there's some kind of a rule, maybe 35. But I know there's a number where you have to, where you don't. But I believe that if you have a place that's open to the public, even if you have a buzzer system and you're letting people in or customers in, you have to provide a bathroom. And I have 2 bathrooms, and if anybody wants to use it, you're welcome to ring my bell and
What
come in
about
and use it.
those that come in and make a mess?
They
Why
do.
should I have to clean it up?
You know what?
I used to have
most people do
a
keep
group
it
of
clean.
people pass my house certain days.
Yeah.
And once somebody started to ask me if he can use my bed. I said, "Sure, go ahead." My son came out afterwards and he said, "Oh, you should see what a mess." And that's it. I stopped. And now I won't let them in.
Okay. Well, in my office, I let everybody. I used to have a bench in front of my office. Somebody
Right.
stole it. I love to have that
You
bench.
chained it up.
I
after they
changed.
steal
They could steal it. They steal it. They threw it away, and I used to give out water there. I have nobody to sit there, so I'm going
You want me
to.
to be your water boy?
I would like you to be more. Anyways, Esty, can you tell
Well, you
me?
got off before we talk about payment. You ran fast on that. Yeah, sly guy.
Neil, Esty, so I have a question for you, Esty. You're psychologically, you like these psychological,
She's psychologically intuitive.
yeah, because she's a psych major, whatever her story.
No, my experience is just I've been studying this my whole life.
Go ahead. So give us something of your psychological craziness.
Okay, so I wanted to bring up a personality disorder called histrionic.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Yeah.
Okay, histrionic is a person who's overly theatrical or melodramatic in character or style. They exaggerate. They they need it for like the attention, I guess.
What's the problem with that? I'm histrionic.
Yes.
That's why she
technically
brought
would
it up. I don't see a problem with
be. No,
that.
it's not a problem. It's
Why
just-
is that a disorder? A nerve of you that you people think that histrionic by me being
Listen, it's
Yeah.
not such a big disorder.
it's not
that
like
you're
a big
gonna
mess,
get, disability for it, okay? So no,
But
don't
it is a
get so
disorder. It's a
nervous.
stupid thing. And
Okay.
even these
It's not
idiots came up
stupid.
with a disorder for being
They have
for
a
being
disorder for everything.
really.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
anything you name it. Go out in the sun too much. Do this. Lights, dark.
Driving too much.
Music,
Is it,
this,
yeah.
Okay, so basically, it's not just oh you're very loud. It's you kind of get hysterical and you talk very.
Dramatic.
It's very dramatic. It's not even like.
I like dramatic. I like stories.
Yes, I know, but this is there's something wrong with you psychologically that you need the attention and you need everything focused on you and you need to create things that aren't
But
there.
those are all
What I'm saying is it doesn't
actors.
come from a healthy place. That's all.
Can I ask you a
It's not.
question?
Look at it, Neil. She just said I'm not healthy now.
Not healthy. It's just doesn't these.
She's not even talking about it. You don't even.
She
fit
said
into
she's
needing
the
a lot of
about
attention
me.
is it's not a healthy way of being. It's not. Oh, you
What's
can
the
live without it.
difference between being dramatic and melodramatic?
I should probably look that up. Hold on.
No, I'm wondering. In other words, because I think maybe you might be talking about being melodramatic
Maybe. Hold on.
for some reason.
Well, who cares?
Who cares?
I know
This
that
is psych. You want to know how your mind works?
my mind works fine. That I know that
How do you know
I'm
that?
always
What do you
right.
mean your mind works fine?
My
Who
mind-
told you? Your mother told
Not
you?
my mother did not.
Your doctor didn't tell you.
I believe that I am perfect.
Perfect. Not only fine, you're perfect.
I believe everybody's perfect, except
Everybody.
there's a few people
Except he
that.
has to be better, more
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Right.
certain- No, there are certain
Right.
people that are not. There are certain pigs out there who are terrible people, rats and thieves and murderers.
Right.
But the
What
rest of-
percentage of people?
There's a
From the 7 billion that are out there,
very
what
little.
percent?
Most people are good. Most, I would say 99.9% are good.
99.9?
Calculate that. 7 billion divided by what's 1% of 7
Oh.
billion? Not even one. What's 1% of 7 billion? 7 billion. What that's
Interesting.
700. What that's 7 billion is what 700 million. Yeah, 700 million times 10 is 7 billion. No,
So that's 10%.
that's 10%. So you're talking what is that?
70 million?
70 million or 7. So that's a lot of people that are evil, and that's most of them are politicians.
Okay,
Well, they
melodramatic.
take the lead.
Right.
Okay, melodramatic is more like the word is more like for a stage, like when good like fights evil and wins. Dramatic is dramatic, like when you can be dramatic as a person.
And that's a bad thing.
No, in other words, like if he walks in and he, for instance, has something to say and he like
It's
gets
just
into
dramatic.
the role.
Melodramatic, I think, it like refers to theatrics.
Right.
make
So I'm
sense?
saying if he gets into the role of what
So
he's
you-
talking
so
about.
this is
In other
this-
words, he's talking about a baker or whatever, and all of a sudden he starts, making believe he's a baker, moving the
So
stuff.
this is
and
the
then
conversation
sifting the
that I'm
flour.
going to have with my psychiatrist when I go in to see him. This is
No,
a
no,
stupid
no, no.
conversation.
This is a conversation you have when the fee is not there.
Wait,
When
wait,
you
wait.
have fees, you talk about other things.
So this idiot
No, when they-
psychiatrist is going to say, you have a disorder of being histrionic.
You're not histrionic. Histrionic is people when they get so angry they start
He's-
violently crying or throwing things that they're
He's so
they make
upset
such
that
they make
he's
such
not in.
scenery.
I've been
He's so
histrionic.
upset that he's
You wanna
not
be
in.
histrionic?
Right. He's dying for you to say
You are histrionic. Have
Thank you, thank you,
He's
thank you.
dying for
And
you
you
to
see how I
say.
said, thank you, God, that I'm histrionic? 'Cause
It's
you
just
make me
imagine a
perfect.
real life person is acting like in a play. Everything that happens, it's like, how dare you, and gets like overly dramatic
But
and excited.
Esty,
You can't have normal
Esty,
interpersonal relationships
Esty,
like this.
Esty, what's the greatest line ever said? All the world is a stage. And I'm
That's one of the greatest one,
Yeah, it's one of
Yeah,
the greatest
sure.
lines ever.
right? And
All
not
the
all
world-
plays have to be about crazy people.
It's not crazy people.
No,
I'm saying
It's not crazy.
It
But
is.
we all are actors. Let's be honest with you. You
Sure.
have stuff that you would
Some-
never let other people like.
some-
I
put
had a
people up
very
more
good
than
friend
others.
of mine who used to always remind me
That what?
that it's all one big play.
It's one big play.
That's
It's
what it
one
all is.
act,
And
it's one big
everybody's
game.
another character.
Right.
in the
It's
thing.
another character. It's
That's
very.
it.
I sometimes sit there and I
It's
watch
amazing.
people. It's wonderful, and there are very bad actors out there. And there's such people that are just vicious actors that they want the whole play to be around them and nobody else. You got to let other people be able
No,
to.
but that's
Like
part
that-
of the whole gig anyway.
I don't believe it should be that way. And like Esty says, we don't have to make everybody rich. Well, too bad.
No, basically they're very stubborn. They don't want to hear other people's point of view. They always want reassurance. They can't stand criticism. They're you know what I mean? They're very insecure people that need to make things up that aren't it's not a healthy way of being. You can live, but you won't be happy because there'll always be some great tragedy that's happening in your life, which you can.
Well, you can't be dramatic
no,
on the good side.
of course you can. You can be dramatic and it's
Like, oh,
fine,
my
but
kid just had a
histrionic,
kid.
right? But
I mean,
histrionic is
histrionic.
the opposite end of the spectrum, where everything that's done
Is negative.
and it involves such crazy emotions that just they don't come from a healthy place. You just need,
Yeah, I think there.
Low self-esteem, I'm sure it plays a factor.
There are probably numerous emotions that don't come from a healthy place.
So yes,
Yeah.
right. So you are listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. We're on Monday and Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, and live on YouTube. Just look for Just Enough Heshy. You can advertise with us. Our email address is justenoughheshy@gmail.com. You can call in at 718-303-9090. We have Black Label Electronic Cigarettes. Just go to blpremiumesig.com or call Mikey at 561-239-5941. Palm Gardens Adult Daycare Center.
Very nice.
Yeah.
For senior citizens
Yeah.
who need something to do with themselves. Go ahead.
Oh, maybe I'll send my grandma. No, okay. Ellie Taub, you can reach him at 917-903-5375. If you're looking for a personal trainer, Yossi Lefkowitz, located on 16th and 48th, you can reach him at 347-816-5207. Green Line Building Solutions, they do asbestos and lead inspection, DOB, violations, permits and plans, code compliance, preventative maintenance, HPD, lift stop work orders, and free consultation. You can reach them at
She did that all in one breath.
718-871-0382.
One more
Go.
time. Give me that number again, baby.
718-871-0382.
You did that wonderful. You're getting a raise.
Now I have
Yay.
a question for
Woman,
you.
I have to finish.
Oh.
Mr. Clean, which is Brooklyn's premier dry cleaner, pickup and delivery service, offering world-class service along with absolute best price. I'm not going to read the whole story to you. Basically, he's a good guy. He does a great job. I know you got your own cleaners, but aren't you tired sometimes of standing there, taking it in, parking the car, getting a ticket, putting in the parking meters? Listen, call Mr. Clean. You can get him at mrcleandelivers@gmail.com, or you call him at 347-369-3051, 347-369-3051. He'll give you 25% off if you tell him I sent you. So try him. Just try him. You're
I
going to
just
see.
wonder, is he really bald? But
He's not bald. Matter of fact, he has a full set of hair, but he's chunky like Mr. Clean. He is. He
no,
is.
but Mr. Clean is more bodybuilder.
Okay, but he's still. But
I know
even
someone who
the
dressed up
bodybuilders
like
are very-
Mr. Clean for Purim.
Yeah, I'm very funny.
So,
Yeah,
I
it
wanted
is
to-
funny.
can I
I
do-
think
It's a good
is
costume.
good.
Can I tell you a funny story about God?
God. Yeah, God has a sense of humor.
Please,
Go.
Neil, don't shake your head. Let me tell you. If you're going to take on City Hall, having some almighty force on your side is very important. The Reverend Courtney Edwards Cryer complained to the city of Las Vegas after spotting workers digging holes for parking meters outside his church, St. Joseph Catholic Church. Parishioners, he said, are mostly poor immigrants, so parking meters would amount to having to pay to go to church. You have to pay to go to church. He complained to the city hall, and with some divine intervention from the Almighty, the Vegas officials backed off and didn't put in the parking meters.
That's so nice.
Isn't that cool?
Wow,
Isn't that
one good thing
cool
about our
stuff?
government.
That is great.
That is cool.
That is great. Now I would like to go there and take a picture of what kind of cars are parked there to see how poor they really are.
Oh, gosh, help me.
They can't afford the quarter. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, my children, I want to tell you one more story. I'd like your comment on it.
Go for
There
it.
was a professor at which school is that, Estia? You have that story there. What happened with that story,
You're
with
gonna
that
say my
school?
story.
This
Okay.
is a story like what Norman was thinking of and the rest of us. Here's a wacko dude that is just out of his
No,
mind.
he had enough.
He didn't have enough, but
He
you
had
don't put
enough.
it. But he went to
So,
punish
yeah.
everybody else.
He had enough.
Okay, so a Texas A&M professor failed an entire class, calling his students a disgrace to the school.
Remember, it's a entire class. There's a big, serious class. It's not 10 people, 12 people.
Yeah, he said they
It-
lacked the
man, it's
maturity
not.
level. They lacked the maturity level to enter the workforce. And he was Horowitz was saying, yesterday I reached the breaking point. I was dealing with cheating, dealing with individuals swearing at me both in and out of class. It got to the point that the school had to put security guards at that class and another class. Stunned, the students were shocked, calling the allegations ridiculous. Senior John Shaw said he was worried the move would mess up the job he had lined up for after graduation.
See,
So,
here's
yeah.
an idiot guy.
So none of them ended up failing.
He didn't hit the guy, but he ruining his life because he failed him in a class. But the school is not backing this teacher yet. They can override his stupidity. And that's my point here, that you can't just have a wacko do whatever he wants to do. They have to be overseen, especially in schools that can. And I know people cheat. But in
the old days, listen, cheating
failing
is
an
one
entire
thing.
class, there's something wrong
Cheating
with
is
you.
one thing, but when you have teachers and administrators that really believed in corporal punishment, that was totally crazy.
Failing an entire class, some people can commit suicide when they get an F. They ruin their grade point average.
What did he teach?
What was he teaching us?
Nobody's committing suicide in
I
what
don't know,
he
just as
teaches.
A&M professor. What does that
Right.
mean?
Oh, whatever. The point being is a lot of people, especially in college, when they get a bad grade, they go from a 4.0 or 3.9 down to a 3.7.
That's why it's very important. There's something called ratemyprofessors.com. You go there, you check if the professor has good views. It makes such a difference. I got good grades based on that. No, I'm kidding.
And you know what happens when these guys, their average goes down? They become
What?
What were we just talking about? People.
Histrionic.
Oh, you mean like that?
See, that's what happens.
Okay.
Okay, now there's another funny story I want to tell you about. Esther, give me that paper. I want to tell you another funny story. There's a lady in Florida and Georgia. She sued the state for $10 billion. You're going to love this. And she started screaming at the judge when the judge dismissed the case, cursing him, wrote him a letter. You're a pig. You're an effing this, effing
Who
this.
was the lawyer? Her son?
I don't know what story is. But what happened was, let me tell you the cute story. What happened was her husband was arrested for assault and battery. Or domestic battery. She went to visit him and she had a problem going into court. She took her 1-year-old son. She had a fight with her because she said, he's my husband. They weren't really married, blah, blah, blah. The whole story goes in. So they went and they found in her car, they found an AK-47 assault rifle, a .45 caliber pistol with a 1-year-old son, wilderness survival gear in her car. So they arrested her right away. They said, because you wanted to break out your husband from jail. So she says it's not true. She went through the whole thing. So she's suing them for $10 billion. Wow.
Yeah, because she probably had those weapons as legal weapons.
AK-47.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you telling me? There's nowhere that it's legal?
I don't think AK-47 can ever be legal. How could it be legal?
I believe it can.
It's a machine gun. I understand that shotgun.
They allow you to have this stuff.
For what? AK-47 for hunting and shooting what? It means you want to shoot a lot of people. That's not normal.
Here you're talking like the NRA, whoever attacks the NRA, Oh, you need this type of gun. You need that type of gun.
I agree with you. See, that's why I want all guns outlawed.
No, you don't. You switched your mind.
Remember? I did switch my mind because I wanted to get some NRA backing, and maybe they would call me to the MC, and we can get some publicity.
Okay.
I like the NRA, not guns, but I like the NRA.
And they're standing up for people's rights.
That's right.
We have a right to carry a gun.
People were screaming today about the Baltimore mayor with all this stuff. So
I think she's okay.
So she gets up, she says, listen to me. They asked her, why did you take so long to call the National Guard? You should have been on hand before. And she says, listen to me. I'm not going to stop the rights of the people to protest. Everybody's allowed to protest. I didn't think they'd get this crazy.
Right.
And they shouldn't have got crazy. Right. Protest should be done in an honorable way.
Right. And I believe it's back to being honorable.
Right.
Now.
So you had a couple people that went crazy.
They were out all day today cleaning up and stuff.
Fine. The point is,
140 cars they burned.
140. How many stores were looted?
I don't know, maybe 50, 60.
Wow. Okay. You have that all the time. You always have somebody.
You don't have it all the time. When you
had Sandy, people didn't go looting stores.
Yeah, you did have people looting.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you had the blackout a couple of years ago, you didn't have people looting.
35 years.
No. The 2004.
77.
Not 70, 77. Everybody went crazy. But in 2004, remember we had that 24-hour blackout?
Right, yeah.
There was looting going on there too. Not much.
We were pretty good.
We were pretty
New York
good,
was
yeah.
pretty
They
good.
were pretty good.
They really were.
Okay, so anybody
really
can get
were.
crazy at any time, and that mayor was pretty cool. I want you to protest. I want you to do this. But no, I'm not going to call in the National Guard. But now they called in the National Guard, and
And
this
no
morning
choice.
they had no
This,
choice.
see,
Yeah.
those, because you know that the people that did destruction, they were just punk, idiot people.
Right.
Finished. That's it. They no response. You saw what the mother did to that kid, to her kid.
What?
Her kid was out there, and she came out and she started smacking him around. It's all over the TV.
Wow.
And said, "You get there, blank, inside the house now. You don't do this stuff. You know, where do you think you are?"
That's adorable.
It was great. All over the news.
Wow.
All over the news.
Very cool lady. I'm
And
very
that's
proud
the
of her.
problem, is that these other kids, where are the families? Where are the parents? Where are they? Where are they? Some poor guy, you know, built a store. It took him 30 years to finally get somewhere. And these guys walk in 1 minute. That's it. The guy's not going to reopen. He's not going to rebuild. It's going to stay empty forever and burnt, and that's it.
Wow.
No, really.
I agree.
Really, it's terrible.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so-
you can't throw money at the problem. It's not something you just throw money at.
I know.
You know, you need law and order. You need
well, you know, it's not law and order. You need
job training.
You need moral. You need moral understanding of the rules, as well as a belief in the Holy Almighty. Anyway, I'm not preaching. Anyways, now I want to talk to you about. Remember this guy, the Boston killer?
Oh, you mean Jesse Jackson?
Jesse Jackson. You remember the Boston killer?
Al Sharpton. You know?
Not Al Sharpton. The Boston bomber who's on trial for killing those people at
Who's that other guy? The Muslim, the black guy, Farrakhan.
Farrakhan.
There's another
dead.
guy.
He's dead. There's a guy.
There's another
Farrakhan's
guy.
still
Who's
alive.
the other guy?
Malcolm X, but he switched sides. He became normal at the end before they killed him.
Yeah, but I'm talking about these days there is a guy. Well, Jeremiah Wright.
Jeremiah
course.
Wright. He's whacked.
He's our president's.
Not anymore.
Yes, he is.
He still is.
No, he
Okay.
is. Our president never goes to church.
How do you know that? He might have
We
people
never
coming
see him
into
go.
him. So he's president. So
bring
they come
the church down.
Yeah.
Why did every other president go?
Because they were doing it for the show. I have a question. Do you sometimes not be able to make it to synagogue? So you have you pray
Yes,
at home?
sometimes I have that.
So
yes.
so you pray at home.
Yes.
So the man is a very busy man. He's
I have
running
a special wall.
He's
that I
running. He's
go to.
running a serious country. He doesn't have time to go. He
He doesn't have time. You think he's running the country?
He's running the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was running the country, we wouldn't have the problems we have.
Okay, he's not that great at what he's doing.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has a lot of issues, and you have the
Right.
stupid Democratic Congress. You have the Republican
Remember,
Congress.
he had
there.
the
I got
thing
you.
for 2 years. He
And,
had
no,
it
and, they
all
were, and, they were still,
Democrat.
and they were still screwing around with it.
Right.
They were still screwing with
Right.
it. Okay, so they're idiots.
That means he can't get things done. He's not a
it's
leader.
not that other
He's
people.
not a real leader.
I disagree.
I bet you walk in there in 30 days, you'll have things upside down.
I got you.
Right.
Right.
Because you're going to go slap everybody's back.
100%.
You're going to pull this guy to the side and promise him this. This guy, you'll promise that. And before you know it,
But
everybody's
I
happy.
wouldn't promise him impossible things.
Right.
So,
Almost the impossible.
right. So I want to tell you something.
Stuff that you can say we're working on.
Now that we're coming, I just want to tell you, the Boston bomber is on the trial list for the death penalty now because he was found
No,
guilty.
I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You know they're playing in Baltimore, the baseball game?
Yeah.
They canceled it last night.
They did?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
canceled. And I think it was canceled the night before they were supposed to originally play. And it's on for tomorrow night. And the first baseball game that will be closed to the public.
What? Then what?
Impossible.
Closed to the public.
You're telling me that they need 20, 30,000 fans and nobody's coming?
Nobody, no. They have a curfew. It's still in force, and they're playing the game, and it'll only be on TV.
Impossible. I can't believe
I'm
that.
telling you the news, man. I'm up to date. I know people.
That's millions of dollars.
I know people.
I believe they should cancel the game and play it in the future.
That's what they tried, but it wasn't straightening out fast enough. You can't stop baseball.
You
This
can't
is
stop.
America.
Right. I got
That's it. You got to know what's important.
So anyway,
grasshoppers and baseball.
right. So anyways, the Boston bomber that's on trial for the death penalty, Esty, right? What's your opinion? Should he be killed for what he done?
Sure, why not? She didn't.
No matter what a person did, like killing someone, ending their life, the finality, like you can never. I can't. It's too much commitment. I'd rather keep them in prison. I'd rather would support prisoners than have to kill them. Because how could I, even though I'm right, take another person's life? That's like a God thing.
Now,
like,
Esty, Miss Psychology Major, do you believe this guy was normal, or do you believe he was sick?
He probably had a different upbringing, you know?
No, I believe he was sick.
Like mentally?
Mentally. That's why
I don't believe that he needs any kind of sickness. I don't believe any of that. And I also want to tell you that I believe personally, I don't want to make it personal, but I will, that if Esty was there at the time, she would be thinking differently. In other words, if she knew that that's who really did it, she saw with her own eyes.
I'd murder the family.
And this and that, sure you would want them
Maybe
killed.
if I had a personal vendetta,
Right.
but it didn't affect me, so.
Right, exactly. So that's why I'm telling you.
But it would still be wrong of me to take someone else's life. That's only something given to God.
No,
like I cannot take it upon myself. Oh, hey, I'm going to kill this person.
He was a mass murderer, man. He didn't just kill one person.
Good.
I understand.
I'm so happy you brought that out.
I just can't do it. If you told me, Esty, you do it or not, I can't be responsible for that.
It's been bothering me.
Commitment.
So it's been bothering me over and over again how you always say, well, it's mass murder. He deserves to be punished. He deserves to be killed. There's a story about the Batman killer. They studied his brain disorders before the mass murder.
Who's the Batman?
The Batman killer went into where was it again? In Colorado. He went into a movie theater when Batman was playing.
Oh yeah,
and he started shooting a whole bunch of people.
I remember that.
Not Spider-Man, it was Batman. Batman.
Yeah.
So this guy James Holmes, okay, was growing volatile well before he put on the gas mask and body armor. He strapped a rifle, shotgun, pistol, ammunition, and slipped into the midnight prepare of the Batman film of The Dark Knight. He sought after. Now he was sought after. He was a sought after. That means he was a serious player that people wanted him to be a neuroscientist in training. This guy wasn't a bum.
He was a smart guy,
but he was falling apart. He told classmates he wanted to kill people. Prosecutors said he fell out of favor with his professors, who suggested he find a new career. He stopped seeing his psychiatrist. Then he sent her a text message so threatening that she alerted the University of Colorado. He even mailed his journal in a package with burned $20 bills. So this is a smart guy, an intelligent man.
Who flipped out,
who had psychological problems for a while, and he went to kill 22 people.
That's how all supervillains are created,
Do you know that he also has a death penalty trial?
Yeah.
And he's claiming insanity. Do you believe that he should be killed and punished, or do you believe he should be put in the hospital? So that's
at hospital. Oh no. He's not getting no cushy place.
He's getting. I mean, he should.
No. Give him some medicine and let him rot in jail.
No.
Yeah.
He said there's a doctor who said there's no such thing as somebody just snapping.
Right.
Who is not a person who
until somebody walks over to him and hits him over the head. There's no such
people,
thing.
even who are psychotic, they can still plan and methodically go about preparations to carry out mass murder.
Right.
Mass violence is usually premeditated, following a path that begins with personal grievances and is complicated by something called narcissism and paranoia.
Then I have no problem that they kill him. No problem with capital punishment. It's only when it's on evidence, on this, on that, and it's not as straight as an arrow like I see you now. So then
So what about this Batman killer? Does he have
fry him?
But the man was sick.
Fry him.
We didn't help him.
Fry him.
Not to sound
It was
insensitive.
his family that should have helped
You're
him.
an animal.
His
The man was a
family should have
the man was a genius, and he flipped out.
Right.
And everybody saw it. His psychiatrist warned the police.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it.
And they didn't do the
And
right
they didn't
thing.
do the right. And the man went. So he should be burnt by
Yeah.
the. He's
Yeah.
now being helped. He's better.
Yeah. Oh no. See, that's the problem. Now all of a sudden, after like Hinckley, now all of a sudden we're gonna say he's better after 15 years, and he's gonna be out again on the streets, and then go crazy again.
Okay, we got another 3 minutes to the show. So Esty, take one quick caller before I do my closing quote.
So yeah, this is the Just Enough Heshy show. Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy.
Yeah, I want to Heshy hypothetical.
Go ahead.
If hypothetically they were able to capture Adolf Hitler or Eichmann or Mengele after World War II, what would you suggest they do with those?
Put him in the hospital, right?
Okay, those guys, like Eichmann, had to be hung. Those guys had to be punished because they did it out of greed. They weren't mentally ill, even though they say Adolf Hitler was an ill person, and somehow these idiots just used him as a figurehead.
Mengele was ill also.
You know what? He must have had some kind of psychotic thing. And Hitler was able to be talked into by these. That's why today we have a better.
You're not giving a good
What do you
answer.
want? What do you want me to tell you? That
they should be hung. That's capital punishment.
Anybody, these guys were put in power. These guys were put. It's not like this Batman killer or the bomber. These guys are in power. We know these guys are normal. These guys are better. And you're right. I don't know what to tell you. You want an answer? I have no answer for that.
There are times in life that people are so evil that they forfeit their reason to live in this society.
Right.
That's it.
So basically, sometimes people are so evil that we give up God's right to kill and we take it upon ourselves.
Correct.
Anyway, thank you for your call. We're coming to the end of the show, so I got to do my closing quote. We got only about 40 seconds left. Thank you so much, and we'll speak again. You can call our show tomorrow night on Channel 970. We're going to be on Ralph Romano. 9 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. Here's my closing quote. I think you're going to like this one. Yeah, it's a little bit funny.
Go ahead.
Philosophy teaches a man that he can't take it with him. Taxes teach him he can't leave it behind either. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Clyde Guy. I had a good time tonight.
Had a great time.
And I want you all to keep listening to us. Enjoy us. Don't enjoy us.
And remember the Clinton Foundation. They're a non-profit because that's the best profit.
Program is a paid advertisement.